With the Rangers win this afternoon and the Islanders just lost in OT, but they get a point. Tonight's game against the Avalanche becomes even like winning is that much more important. The hangout starts now. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Thanks for joining me. So the Islanders, they just lost in overtime to Calgary, but they get an important point for them. The Rangers won this afternoon, so I believe they're tied. Yeah, they are tied with Montreal in points, but Montreal remains as the wild card team for now. And winning tonight will help us keep that going. They could lose tonight and still be fine, but they do have 3 games in hand with the Rangers, so that's the thing. And now they have 1 game in hand on the Islanders, but they're going to use that up tonight. All right, so I've got some stuff about the game, some news. I've got some stats, and the guess the score contest. That's it. Guess the score of the game. Guess the first goal scorer of the game. You can pick that guy from either team. You got to be the first one in the chat with the guess, and you got to be from Canada. And if you are, you win a $10 cash prize directly into your bank account via Interact. We are still looking for a winner this season, so good luck to everybody. Make your guesses in the chat. I'm going to give you mine. I am going for 4-3 Montreal, overtime. I'm calling it. If Montreal's going to win, it's going to be in overtime. That's what I think. I'm going to give the first goal to Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson, the first goal. I know that's my guess. Okay, let's get right into it, and then I'll get to you guys in the chat. Montreal is 6-1-3 in their last 10, 18-12-4 at home. Colorado 8-1-1 in their last 10, 19-15-1 on the road. Montreal beat Colorado in Colorado January 4th. It was 2-1 in overtime. Brendan Gallagher has 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points in his last 2 games. And one was definitely dedicated to his mom, who just passed away. He has 17 goals, 12 assists, 29 points for the season. That's just 2 points away from last season's total of 31 points. Cale Makar has hit 80 points. I think he's got 81, actually, for the 3rd time in his career. Makar leads all defensemen across the board, 26 goals, 55 assists, 81 points, and is 9th in scoring overall. I've got this here. Okay, so it's thought it's going to need 92 points to get that second wild card spot. Ottawa needs to go 6-5-3. Montreal needs to go 8-4-2. The Islanders, I guess now 8-3-2 because they 8-3-1 because they got one of those overtime losses. Rangers, I'm gonna say the Rangers need to go 8-1-2 because they won this afternoon. Columbus 10-2-1, Detroit 10-2-2, and the Bruins 11-0-1. I'm gonna say it's safe to say at this point, I think really we can make the cutoff at the Rangers up because the Jackets winning 10 out of 13 games is a long shot. Same for the Red Wings in 14 games, and the Bruins not losing again in 12 games, not happening. All right. If the Habs win tonight, the PK is going to be very important, a key factor. Colorado just really hot on the power play, and Montreal's penalty kill gave up 2 to the Islanders the other night. So it's going to be a big factor, I think. The refs tonight are Garrett Rank and Eric Furlat. The Habs are 2-2-0 with Garrett Rank as the ref this year and 1-4-1 with Eric Furlat. So we'll see how that works out. This is Hutson on playing in a game with Makar. And what he thinks about facing Makar. In the playoff race that we're in, you don't need any extra motivation, but it definitely helps. He's been such a dominant player for so long, a guy that I definitely look up to. I want to be something like him someday. He's a special player. So look for, I hope this is going to be a really good game for Hutson. So look for a big game for Hutson. That's what I'm saying. This is Kings of the Atlantic. The Canadiens are 14-6-0 against Atlantic Division teams this year and 5-0 in their last 5 games versus Atlantic. Now, we're not playing an Atlantic team, but just found that today. Standings, as did I show it? Did I show this? I feel like I did. No, it was the other thing. So you see Montreal still holding on there. The Islanders, that's not updated, so they got 73 now. But we're still the wild card team. Okay, team stats. Power play percentage, 24.1 for Colorado, 21.9 for Montreal. 78.6 for Colorado for the penalty kill in percentage and 81% for Montreal. Face-off percentage, 46.3% for Colorado, 50.7% for Montreal. Goals for per game, 3.33 for them, 3 even for Montreal. And goals against, 2.83 for them and 3.25 for Montreal. So we match up well enough. I don't think we're overclassed necessarily by the stats anyway. Okay, goalies tonight. We're going to get Mackenzie Blackwood, 24, 17, and 6, 249 goals against, and a 915 save percentage with 3 shutouts. Monty is making the start tonight. Sam Montembeault, 25, 21, and 5, 286 goals against, and a 900 save percentage with 4 big shutouts. The Avs, McKinnon, Lehkonen, Nakash, Nelson Drouin, and Nikushkin, who's very hot, Nikushkin. Coyle, Kivranta, and Colton, Drury, Wood, and Vesey. Makar and Taves, Lindgren and Malinsky, Middleton and Johnson, and Blackwood starting. Habs are Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav, Newhook, Roy, Line, Dvorak, Anderson, Gallagher, Evans, Heineman, RBR. Matheson and Carrier, Struble and Hutson, Jacky and Savard, Monty with the start. There you go. Let's get to you guys. There's lots to get to here. I want to just address this one first. Hey, Luca, good to see you there, buddy. I'll send you a link. I've got a guest coming in. Cam's going to be with me for the game, but hey, no problem in the intermissions. I'll send you a link. Love to have you on. It's been a while, and great to have you back, dude. I beat you last week, I think. Hey, I think I beat you. Yeah, I did. Hey, Guru. 5-3 Avs with Jordan getting the first goal. And Adam is just insulting us. 10-0 Avs. McKinnon first goal. Calgary kind of helped you guys out. I helped themselves too, but yeah. Could have done a little better job in winning in regulation, but hey, can't have it all. Born to be a Hab, 3-2. Habs Slav first goal. Phil, it's all about the Galley. Galley first goal, 7-4 Montreal. It is a huge game. Bye-bye, Habs 4-3. Suzuki first goal. Aki, 3-2 Habs. Cole first goal. David, this is going to be a tough one, I mean. Avalanche 6-2. McKinnon. BL, Avs 4-3 in OT. Habs get a point. And Wilf Paymon gets the first goal. We got the same score for the other teams, but I agree. 4-3 in OT. BL and I we don't agree on a lot of stuff, but it's amazing how many times BL and I and Guru and I we're really close with the score. So, you don't remember Paymon? Long time ago. This day in 1959, Dickie Moore gets a single season record of 96 points, the most by a player in a single season. Dickie Moore was a hell of a player. Matt's not on the show tonight. Saturday. You guys, I don't know why you can't remember that. Wig Palamoni, big Nordique player against Habs in the 80s. Wig Palamoni. I don't remember that guy. Wilf Paymon. Yeah, okay. That's an interesting mistake. Calgary sweeps all the New York City teams and go 3-0 with an OT win over the Islanders this afternoon. Yes, I had that. Awesome. Let me scroll. I'm almost there. We haven't started yet. The Canucks put 40 shots on Shesterkin, but came up short 4-3 at Madison Square Garden. I know. And Shesterkin has started like 4 or 5 games in a row. And I thought, I'll take him out of the lineup. I have him in fantasy. I took him out. Figures. Getting pumped for the Q playoffs. This is BL. What else is new? Sounds okay. You're still in first. Yeah, I don't think anyone's taking that from you. But I beat you 1 week. That's important, man. Yeah, I don't think anyone's catching you for first. Elliot says Habs 6-4, no goal scorer. We have death started. Where? I got it on TV tonight. Hasn't started yet. They're national anthem. And Joe, so humid there. We're gonna have a cold day tomorrow, and then back to being good again. It's 10 in the morning and already 95% humidity. Yeah, that's like a July, August day here. That's how she goes. All right, I got to all the comments. Look at that. NLBL threw one in. There you go. All right. Waiting for the I don't have any sound because it's on TV. Can't put my headphones on. When Cam gets here, I've got it on Sportsnet tonight on streaming. He'll be a little bit behind, so I'll probably go to that, and then I'll have sound from. I'll know what's going on. Let's put it that way. All right. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? We're waiting just this should be starting any second though, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's the Avalanche. We beat them 2-1 in Colorado. Now, is it the same team for either team? It's not. Well, sort of. This Montreal team is basically that was in their streak there after Christmas. So, but it's not the same Colorado team. They've improved. This could be a lot more difficult. So that's why I gave it 4-3 if Montreal's going to win. I'm not the rest of the way. I think I'm just going to pick Montreal. I want them to win every game. I don't care. I'm rooting for them, right? But this is going to be a difficult game. And I do believe if they win this one, it's probably going to be in overtime. So, and listen, if they can do that and lose in overtime, we still pull a point. It's an important point. And, I'm good with that. William, 3-1 Habs, slap first goal. Boos have died down for a lot for the Stars and Stripes. Yeah, I don't have it on, so I didn't hear if they booed or not. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why that is. What hasn't died down though is our. I mean, for everybody I know, well, most people, anyways, we're not buying American, and we're not traveling there either. You travel there at your own risk these days. You think it will be a highly attacking game, says Joe. But from which team? I mean, I think it'll just be. I'm hoping for a good, fast-paced game that's exciting, good opportunities on both ends. I just hope Montreal can stay with them and we don't get blown out in any way. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's hope for the best. Hope for the best in this one. But, with New York, both New York teams getting points today, it's important. Montreal needs to get a point out of this game, in my opinion. It's not a must-win game, but they kind of all are. It's definitely a high, really need to win this game. They need to win this game. It's not a must-win. They'll survive the next day, but I'll go with that. 7-4 says Phil. Maybe Galley gets awesome. I just hope the whole team is awesome, but sure, go Galley, go. Oh, we got an Indigenous singer singing "Oh Canada." Nice. Oh, I know why though. It's like an Indigenous thing going on there today. They were doing some the stuff before the game started. That's why. I hope both. Well, you know what? It's playoff hockey, though, right? Basically, it's playoff hockey for everybody, and this might not be a high scoring game at all. I should have cleaned my glasses before. I want to be able to read what you guys are saying, because right now I see you guys got comments there, but I cannot read that. And there you go. Now I can. Demidov should play for the Habs in the playoffs if the Russian team is not letting him play. Should and would or will is two different things. Right now, he played in the last game of the season, and they're expecting him to be sent down to the MHL, which is the juniors. Is he coming here? He's not coming here till the off season, guys. Phil's just a kid at heart. Connect 4. Haven't played that since I was a kid, dude. All right. Are we all right? Hang on a second, Cam. Let me get set up here. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me just do this here because I'm gonna have to have my headphones on. Oh.
Go, Habs, go. Go, Habs, go. Woo!
Everybody, he's saying Habs. I know it doesn't sound like he's saying Habs. He's saying we are underway, by the way. So what time, did it start for you yet?
Yeah.
What time do you have on it?
I don't know. It's Marty's talking.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to stay on Sportsnet, which will be closer to the time you have.
It's 19:53.
Yeah. So there we're at the same time, basically. All right. Perfect. 54. I don't know how you can have 53.
I might be a second ahead of you. Rick, you want to see something cool?
It was stopped. The clock was stopped at 54. I don't see how you had 53.
Want to see something cool? Are you a Star Wars fan?
Somewhat.
You heard of Pooh Bear, but have you ever heard of the Poobaka? Come on.
I've seen that Bruins sweater somewhere with Chewie's picture on it. I can't remember where. Probably a picture when I was looking for Bruins stuff.
It was a promotional item that the Providence Bruins were doing. It's not a good jersey. It's very silky.
Yeah, it's just it's a what do you call that? The word is not coming. It's not an authentic one, obviously.
Yeah. No, by the way, the NHL breakaway jerseys are not worth the money that they're spending. It's not even the authentic one, and it's terrible.
What do they mean by breakaway, by the way? I always think with breakaway means you could just do that and it comes right off.
I would assume that it's like a knockoff, but yeah, it's not quality.
It means garbage, is what you're saying. BL said that picture on the front looks like Stan Jonathan.
That's not nice. That's
nice. Yeah, it's fine by me.
Don't diss my Chewbacca, buddy. I'm a big Star Wars geek.
Oh, you didn't want to diss Chewbacca. That I get.
No.
You might be right. It wasn't nice.
We respect the Wookiee in this household.
Respect the Wookiee. Okay, so let's see how this game is going because we're already a minute 20 in. Got one shot.
Habs, go. Go, Habs, go.
He's just mispronouncing Habs, so don't worry. He's just mispronouncing Habs, and that's just the wrong colors for a Habs jersey. I don't know.
No, I'm wearing the correct ones.
Yeah, for a Habs jersey, it's the wrong colors.
Ooh, almost a goal by the Canadiens there. Little sluggish start for Charlie Coyle. Come on, Coyle. Oh!
You are a few seconds ahead of me. How'd that happen? You were just...
I'm better.
Okay, what time you got?
17:50.
17 what?
50. Well, now it's 17:41.
You're 10 seconds ahead of me. I could be like 40 seconds ahead of you over there. All right, we'll have to manage, but if you can slow it for 10 seconds, that would work, but it's still going to go up and down.
It'll be fine. 10 seconds.
All right. Now I know what's wrong. I don't hear any ringing sound because I have the sound off.
Ooh, McKinnon. McKinnon's got the puck. He's doing McKinnon things. Taves. What an asshole. Not a big Devon Taves fan. Oh, what a slap shot. Great save by. Is it Montembeault in the net? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I thought it would be Dobish because Dobish beat them 2-1 in Colorado earlier this season. I kind of thought they'd go back to Dobish, but
no, I think they're going to give Montembeault a look at Colorado.
No, I guess, and he's the starter. They are definitely giving him the starter amount of starts.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping Montreal makes it in the playoffs. I'd like more original 6 teams in there.
Yeah, I hope Montreal makes it in the playoffs too.
I don't know how far you guys will go, but all you got to do is get in.
I don't care about that. I just want them to get in for the experience for these guys. Ooh, Makar hits a post.
It was a ripper off the post, too.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
He really ripped that one. If only one day Lane Hutson is as good as that guy. I said if only. I didn't say he's going to be. I said if only.
Makar is something else, man.
I know.
Like he could like next Bobby Orr maybe. Or Ray Bork. Kid's good. Kid's real good.
Joe says Chewy is playing D for the Habs.
What did I say? I say don't disrespect Chewy.
Chewbacca is better looking than Jonathan. So they're not disrespectful.
Dude, Chewbacca's the best looking motherfucker out there.
BL Line likes to wear weird suits, and like I didn't see it, but he does like that.
So does Pasta. I think it adds personality.
I think it's maybe a European thing then.
No idea. They have a very interesting style in Europe. Much else?
Yeah, it's probably just that European fashion.
Colorado found their legs a bit here.
Yep, as expected. It's going to be. Listen, if Montreal does win this game, it's not going to be easy. That's for sure.
Oh man.
I'm not even looking to, like I said, I predict a win, but I'm not. I'm looking for them to get to overtime.
Montembeault's doing pretty good right now, I gotta say. I mean, he's getting peppered.
Yeah, if Monty's on, he's as good as any goalie. When he's on, he's not always on. That's the one thing is his consistency is a little off for that.
I mean, I feel like your guys are still coming into their own too, so it's not. It's a culmination of the team is still relatively young. You know, Montembeault is inconsistent, but I feel like he needs to play more to get that consistent, right?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. He is 28.
No, play more as in more.
No, I know what you mean. Which is this is the first year like this? He's playing the most he's ever played this year.
BL says there is or will be no next Bobby Orr. Listen, I'm not saying Makar is going to be at his level, but I mean, he's playing at a level that is at least admirable and comparable to him.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think anyone's going to call him Bobby Orr, but he's this era's Bobby Orr.
100%.
It looks like he's going to, that's the career he's going to have.
A decade ago, people thought it was Erik Karlsson, and Erik Karlsson was having a hell of years too. But Makar has the best qualities of.
But again, that's why don't give him the title yet till he's earned it. I don't know how many years he's in the league, but I mean, still.
Makar's young. I think he's only 25.
Right, so he's got 7 years in the league.
Yeah, and Bobby Orr's career was short, so I mean,
True, that's true. But I mean, he hasn't put up the numbers that Orr did.
I was wrong. Cal Makar is 26, so you got to figure he's got another at least maybe 8 to 10 more years in this league.
Yeah,
barring any injury or anything serious.
I didn't realize.
Oh my goodness, what a save!
8 years in the league.
Yeah, and he's already got a cup. I mean, and he still plays like it. So,
oh, good save there, Monty.
I was telling Alex, don't sleep on Colorado. They're a good team.
Well, for sure they are.
And I think, McKinnon and Makar, they just the way they elevate in the playoffs is.
I think that's why a lot of people are now, after the trade deadline, are picking them to win the cup. I've seen it in a few places now. So definitely, I don't think anyone's sleeping on Colorado.
No, I still think they got some issue in net. I don't think Blackwood is all that good. I think their defense can be exploited, but if their offense is hot as, if they're able to get set, they're hard to play against.
You can't really argue with Blackwood's numbers. Look at his numbers. It's for, it's not like it's for 10 games. He's been their starter since.
No, I don't think he's a bad goaltender. I think it's a perfect fit in Colorado, but I just don't think he's that, needle moving guy.
But you don't need that guy in net. You just need the guy to be hot at that right time. Yep. That's all. You don't need the best goalie.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ovechkin get another cup. He is officially 6 goals away? 6 goals?
7.
I think he scored today.
No, they haven't played. They haven't played yet, or they have. I don't think they played yet.
I'm gonna have to check. Someone
or
said
they might have started just before this game. So it's possible, but he needed 7 going into the game today.
They're in the third period.
Okay, so there you go.
Ovechkin did not score this game. He is still 7 goals away.
He needs 7. But now the countdown's really on because he's 6 away from tying, and then 7 from passing him. So
it's going to happen. Really, we know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when now.
Now I think with 7 away, he's got 14 games, 13 games,
and then he's got next season.
No, I kind of think he's doing it this year.
It depends if he gets hot. I hope it's not empty netters. I think we discussed this on PAP.
We did.
Did Patrick Maroon officially announce his retirement?
About what? Who? What?
Patrick said
Maroon retiring after 14 years.
I mean, Maroon's old, man. Like,
he's 14. Yeah, I don't know when he came into the league, but 14. So if it was 18, he's not that old, but I doubt he came in at 18.
No, he's 30. He's in his late 30s. I think he was 36. I think he came in
36.
Yeah, he's old or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. He's not a spring
37
chicken.
Says Baybye.
Oh, well,
Well, yeah, I mean, 37. Not everybody retires at 37, but shit, a lot of players do retire by that age.
Yeah. And I don't think it was Chicago that did him in. I mean, he's a very physical player. He's not as fast as he once was. He can't play to that. Like, you just imagine, playing the sport you love for 14 years, especially with the type of physical game you have for 14 years. What? He's got 3 cups. He's been to three straight cup finals. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
He's going to go down. He's going to probably. Yeah, he's going to probably be in the Hall of Fame. Not first ballot, but he'll go in the Hall of Fame just because of that.
Isn't it a chance Colorado and Dallas meet in the first round? No, I don't know if it's changed since like a couple of weeks ago, but a couple of weeks ago.
There is a chance. I don't want it to be. Not the first round, because then those are 2 very.
Yeah, I know. That's disappointing that 2 quality teams like that meet in the first round. Colorado scores. Malinsky.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. It wasn't Charlie Coyle, but it's okay. He was on the ice.
Malinsky. I'm sure nobody had that guy for the first goal.
That was a rocket, too. Rick, I also don't know if I'm going to be able to stay for the entire game, but I wanted to come in and show some support.
You can do what you want.
I really wanted to show support for the Avs primarily, but you're a second.
See, truth comes out.
Listen, man, I would never lie to you.
Only his third goal. Of course, he scores first goal tonight.
He's a defenseman. Like what he's also their depth on their depth. He's not going to score many.
Yeah. Well, why is he even in the game? Is they got injuries? I guess. Pretty much every team does this. Oh yeah, they've got a lot of injuries. That's true. Their injury list when I did the lines was big. All right. Well, we're 11:40 left on my screen, anyways. Left in these first period, and it's already 11 shots to 2. 1-0 Colorado. This could be a very long night tonight.
Tucker Poolman and Gabriel Landeskog are the only ones listed on IR currently.
Well, let's see what I got. Sam Girard, Josh Manson, Gabriel Landeskog, Tucker Poolman.
Say that again. Sam Girard, what?
Tucker Carlson.
I don't know. I heard what? He plays hockey now?
That's funny. Sam Girard, Josh Manson, Gabriel Landeskog, and Tucker Poolman.
Yeah, it's big defensively for them. That's probably why they went and got Eric Johnson. They're in the playoffs anyway. It's not going to matter to them. I don't think Colorado falls out.
No, this is a team that's kind of. I mean, maybe you could say the goaltending, but the rest of it, they're built for the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think they'll rest the guys. They're not going to be, they'll prepare accordingly.
Montreal hasn't had a shot in over 8 minutes now. I mean, one of those goddamn games.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Bruins don't have shots for 2 periods.
No, we've been in your world for 3 years. We want out of it.
Everyone's saying the Bruins are dead. I'm just like, it all depends on how things go in the offseason. I don't think they're dead. They're definitely in trouble.
Well, for this season, they're dead.
Oh, for sure.
They don't make the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
2-0. Ryan Lindgren. Oh, it's going to be a long night, boys. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a long fucking night.
Let's go, Abs, baby.
Now, this is the first period. Things could change in the second, but they can't get too far behind. And if they don't stop the shots, I mean, Monty can only do so much. He probably should have had that one, though. Yeah, he probably should have had that one. He could see it. But I'm not going to put this on Monty. I mean, they've given up 12 shots, in half a period. They just need to get through this first and hopefully regroup for the second. But, man, don't give up anymore. Goddamn goals, boys. So thank God that they can if they lose this game, they're still fine. So thank God for that.
I think the final score will be around 5-2, 5-2 or 4-2.
We shall see. We shall see. They just lost 2-1 to Toronto the other night or last night.
Did you see? Okay, I have a huge gripe with that game. You ever see that ref that just dove at that puck and he slipped?
I didn't see it. I heard about it, but you guys talking about it, I didn't see it.
Yeah, that was the biggest load of shit I've ever seen. Like the ref is skating, he goes, "Oh, oops," and then his body hits the puck, and I can't remember who it sent on a breakaway, but I'm just like, it sent one of their top talents on a breakaway. I'm like, dude, like you can't do that. Like that looks really bad. Like
I didn't see it, but I'm definitely not gonna stand up for the refs.
Yeah, like you're a professional referee. Like I've seen the training that the referees have to go through for skating. I'm like, there's no way you just lost an edge there when you have no stake in, playing a game. Didn't look good. Did not look good.
Yeah, no, that doesn't shock me.
Yeah, well, they're a big bag of shit.
pretty much to the. I can't say there's a referee out there I like.
Oh, I absolutely adore Wes McCauley.
Okay, but it doesn't mean he's a good one. Let me say that. I can't.
He's dropped in quality, man. Like,
They
yeah.
all have. But we're not going to get into it because you know why I think that. But yeah, they all have though. It's crazy how bad as a group they are. Now I do get refs make mistakes, and that is natural because they're just human. But some of them that they do, like, come on, no.
Rick, get this. The Avalanche Authentic Pro jerseys go for $425.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy. Obviously, U.S. too, right? So
yeah, blank. Like, and that's no player. That's
over
blank.
500 here. Who the hell's paying $500 to buy a sweater? That's crazy.
I know. And again, that's with like no player. I think you have to go to their pro shop to buy them.
I don't know why they're so expensive because. Oh, is it possible they're that expensive? No, but are the tariffs on? Because I'm saying if they're made here in Canada, then there would be tariffs on them. That might be why they're that expensive. Is that possible? I don't know what the tariff situation is anymore. Fuck. I don't want to get into politics, so don't worry. But I'm think that might be one of the reasons.
Don't know.
Because I don't think they're that expensive here.
No.
Like not even close to that.
So well, no, they're shopped local too.
I know, it's crazy.
They should ship right from the pro shop. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know where Fanatics is. If it's you, I think it's actually Fanatics is in the States. So
it's in New York.
When they shipped me the Team Canada jersey, it was out of Washington. No, out of Seattle.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Kraken jersey right now. Get a Tanev jersey for literally $90.
So I guess depending on the team, and I haven't shopped in Canada for any other team's jerseys, but the Habs ones aren't that expensive, man.
I like the Kraken's jerseys. I don't mind them.
Yeah, they're okay. I don't mind that either. But I'm not going to be wearing another.
Oh, I was wrong. No, the Authentic Pros, all of them.
It's the same one that the pros wear?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh, well, that's I imagine that is a little more expensive, no? Almost got away there. Sorry, I'll get back to the game, but man, this game, I mean, we can't get a shot for our lives here. I mean, Heineman got a shot away, but he was wide, so that don't count. Just about 7.5 minutes left in the first. Shots are 13-2 now. It's 2-0 Colorado. They have slowed down a bit on shots against Montreal, so maybe the tide's turning just in shots. That's where Montreal's got to start. They got to cut down on the shots against. We gave up 41 to the Islanders last game. Can't do that against Colorado.
They're too good. Yeah, man, I'm a sucker for
big hit there.
Cheap jerseys.
It was a big hit, and then it cut.
Yeah, that was
caught up a little bit, I think. What time you got on your?
6:40.
Oh, I'm ahead of you. How's that?
Oh wow, Marchand jerseys went down too. The Bruins.
I got 6:23. Oh, it just stopped for a sec. No. You were 10 seconds ahead of me. How could I be like 10 seconds ahead of you now? How does that happen? I want to say Montreal playing a little bit better. Penalty coming up too. Who's going? Oh, that was Josh Anderson with that big hit there. Big hit. Okay, so who got the fucking penalty? They cut away. Do you know?
No, I didn't see it. I was too busy shopping jerseys.
It's called ADHD, dude.
Whatever. Buddy, it's a cheap trick.
Okay, I'm stuck over here. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys in the chat. I totally went away from it. Who got the penalty? So, okay, Montreal's going on the power play, but who got the penalty for them? Like, who took it? I don't know. All right. Listen, I was off the chat there. I'm back on. I'm going to scroll a little bit, and we'll start with BL. No, I did not see this scrap that you're talking about. Did not watch it. Line A time. Let's hope. Was slashing by who? Do you know? BL says, Cam, if you buy a Habs jersey, you get a Bruins jersey for free.
Oh, do you? That's interesting.
Yeah, because they can't sell them. So
too bad I don't buy shit.
Well, that was a little harsh.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got to remember where you are.
I know.
That got to talk. You know, you're going to get worse back from a whole bunch of Canadiens fans.
Oh. Sorry. I'm very scared.
That's okay. No, I know you're not scared. It's okay.
Do you see this?
You should be. I mean, you shouldn't underestimate Canadians.
Canadians? I don't underestimate Canadians. You guys are the shit.
Everybody in the chat is Canadian.
No, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. I love Canadians. You guys are my Canadian brothers. I got my maple syrup from you.
Most Canadians fans are Canadian, especially in this chat.
Oop.
Do you live right in Boston, Cam?
I do not. I live in a suburb of Boston. I live about 15 minutes out of the city.
All righty. Let's see if they can get a goal here. That would go a long way. You know, they got 3 shots, so they'd have 4 if they get a goal. That would be awesome. Might give them a little momentum. Who the hell knows? And Colorado's PK is kind of vulnerable. I think it's at 78%, so it's not the best one. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Oh, shit. I thought that might have gone in. I kind of think Caulfield wasn't sure if it went in or not. Come on, boys. We need a goal. Come on. Time for Hutson to show Makar who Hutson is. Come on, boys. Yeah, bad turnover there. Where's Matt? I don't know. In Boston somewhere?
Not here.
No, he's not. Anyway, it's Saturday. Matt's never here Saturday. Joe's not only from the other side of the planet, but from the future, too. It is Sunday where she is. Puck went out of play. 12 seconds left on the power play. I dare say they're not going to score on this power play, but they still have 12 seconds. That's a good stop by Blackwood on Caulfield. Well, not really. He shot it into the pad. But he had his pad there, so good stop. Beal's buddy lived in Danvers a while back.
Danvers isn't bad.
during the big dig. That's a while back. The
Oh
big
man,
dig.
the big dig. Well, it was finished, I think, in like 2014 or something like that. It took years for them to do it. They kept having complications. It was like officially finished, and they're still having to redo a lot of the work.
I thought it was longer than that, but I knew it was a while back. Honestly, I thought it was longer than that. Matt is not here on the days ending in the letter Y. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Huzu, welcome in, by the way. Yeah, pretty much. First period, nothing to write home about so far. Best they can do now is got 3:28 left on my screen here in the first. So if they can not give up another goal, that would be something. They've cut back on shots against already in the first. So yeah, I should be on camera, shouldn't I? So hopefully they've got that figured out or whatever. Seems like they're in the Colorado zone a little bit more than in the first half of the period. Small things turn it around. Yeah, so hopefully it's going to require a huge effort, and now that they're down 2-0, it's an even bigger effort in order to win this game. Like I wouldn't want them to go down 3-0 and think that, well, we could still win this game. Habs need the next goal. It looks like the Avalanche giving a masterclass. I mean, yeah, for most of this period it has. I'm not going to say no. But it seems like Montreal's starting to get their legs under them. That's all I'm saying. I didn't mean they're turning it around, but they're starting to get their legs under them, and it's getting a little better. Sometimes, you get an intermission, they come back, and they have the better period. I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, I don't. I really don't think this is going to be a good result in the end. But it's got to be played on the ice. And one thing for sure, Habs don't give up. If they could just, don't give up another goal, they could come back. But I mean, that's a big ask against a powerhouse team. But you know what? Montreal and Colorado, I think they've been playing like their games have been pretty close. If I'm correct, I don't know. I kind of remember that from last year that their games had been, or maybe from the first game that, I heard about that Disney Plus thing next season. I think they are doing something with that. Oh, listen, 13-16 now, shots on goal. So Habs have had the last few shots to none for Colorado. Ooh, good keep by Jacka there. Come on, boys. No, I think Montreal's playing better right now. So, and it's at the end of the period, of course. But if they just keep doing this in period number 2, they're not out of it yet. So let's hope. I'm not. I mean, blame the Habs. They're the ones on the ice, but it's a good team they're playing. So I think it's pretty good that within the first period they've turned it around from what the first 7 or 8 minutes were. And I think I saw a stat today. I'm not sure exactly when, if it's January 1st or since Christmas, Habs are the 9th best team in the league. And now that's a significant amount of time that means something. So. $126 left here. Oh, man. Monty made a huge save. Wow. Wow, Monty made a huge save there. That was a goal. And, man, you could see that one happening, too. And then with his, I guess, the paddle of his stick. Big save. Am I the only one that saw that?
Let's keep waiting for it back in the net. That's up through center. Blocked and Struble was there. Hutson got it over to outfield.
Okay, looks like we'll get out of this period. All right. It is 2-0 after one period. Oh, that's really good that they got out of this period and without any more damage. And I don't know, am I the only one that they got better in the first? So I've got hope for this game now a little bit. Whoa, was it not a save? I thought Monty saved that. I think they just showed it. He didn't make a save. From the angle that it was, that looked like a great save. When they showed it from the other side, not so much. Cam, you gotta turn your volume down or something. I'm hearing something. It's not me. Thank you. And thank you. Who's it that told me that? Thanks, because with in my ear like that, I couldn't tell there was something else. Thanks, Joe. NHL has been really real jerky with content creators. They haven't really bothered me, to be honest with you. But I don't do some of the things some of the other people do. So once they announced that you can't run clips, I don't run clips anymore. And I think I'm kind of a little bit small for them to be worried about. So yeah, they are. As long as they just leave it at that, then okay. If they start saying, well, you can't even use photos, then we've got problems. But yeah, I don't run clips anymore. So if you're wondering why, well, that's the reason why. Hey, Steven. How long have I been doing this? It is just 6 years and 2 months. 3 months. 6 years and 3 months. BL being sarcastic. Jonathan Drouin. Now there was a great Hab. Sarcasm. The play-by-play is going in the background. Yeah, okay, thanks for that too. We got that off now. If they ever bother you, I'll send them the Quran in the mail just to make them paranoid for a few weeks. Who is that? Who are we talking about? The NHL? No, they don't bother me. And no, don't be doing that with them. You can still hang on. I gotta see if I can. Yeah, I can still hear background noise. Your TV's up too loud, dude.
It's not. It's at volume 1.
I'm hearing it's not me. I have no sound in the room.
Rick, I can't go any lower.
Well, now it's off. Now I can't hear it. You must have an echoey, a bit of an echoey living room. Because now I don't hear it. Right? Nobody else hears anything? All right. So we are in an intermission. As always, the floor is for you guys. And if Cam wants to talk, I don't know. He's doing a really good impression of Matt.
Sorry, my family is asking me questions.
It's okay, but it is a really good impression of Matt. So whatever you guys have out there you want to talk about the game, do you agree with me? Montreal started to play better by the end of that period to the point where it was on a much more even scale than in the first 7-8 minutes or so. Luca, I'm sorry. I'm going to do that now. I'm sorry, Luca. Okay, give me a second. I got to send Luca an invite. Hang on. Alrighty. It's on its way, Luca. It's on its way. All right. Here we go. Huzu says, Cam, share the questions with us. We've got a few scholars and people from all around the world to help.
I wish. It's private.
It's private.
So nothing bad, but it is a private discussion among my family. So it's good. I'm sure they don't even appreciate me mentioning that is even happening. So that'll be fine.
Still private. Nobody knows who your family, and nobody knows your last name, so you don't have to worry. What do you think of Montreal getting to the playoffs? It's a close race. Ask Steven. I got a bold prediction out there. They're making the playoffs. Montreal's going to make the playoffs. What does Cam say?
I apologize.
Think Montreal's going to make the playoffs?
I'd like them to be honest. I think it's been enough time. I think they last made it in 2020. So no, I've said it a million times. As a Bruins fan, of course. I don't like it when Montreal plays against Boston. I'm gonna hate Montreal when they play against Boston, but I don't think I'll ever root for them to win a cup. However, but that's just coming from the Boston fan. But no, I'd love to see Montreal, and I like Cinderella stories.
That really wasn't the question, though, which is not. But the question was, do you think they will make the playoffs?
I could expand on the question, could I not? But
you could.
Do I think so? Yes, I think they have the games in hand against the Rangers. I think that matters. That's why I don't think Rick and I were talking earlier. This is not a must win for Montreal, but you don't want to lose too many. But tonight is definitely not a must win. So I think they could squeak in. They'll I think battling with the Rangers, possibly even Ottawa.
It's not a must win, but it's kind of still. I think all the games going forward need to take a point from the game.
Rick, do you know the gentleman that's waiting backstage?
Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, Luca. Okay, I just give me a second. I gotta reset something. I gotta take this off. And I gotta put this up, and then we bring in Luca. Hey, Luca.
How's it going, everyone?
Very good. Sorry, you know me. I'm brain dead, so you know me.
It's all good.
How you been, man?
I've been good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. When
Yeah.
was the last time you were on?
Definitely before the new year.
Yeah, definitely before the new. Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
while. By the way,
Yeah.
Cam, that's Cam over there. He's one of my Boston partners.
Hey, Luke, how's it
That's
going, buddy?
Luca.
Good. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah, Talking Habs resident doctor. Cam's a scientist, by the way. So you guys you're on the par there.
Oh, cool. So yeah, are you doctor or scientist or something of that nature?
Yeah, gonna be a resident starting in July. So,
Oh, awesome,
Nice.
Luca. Congratulations, man.
yeah,
Very
thank
happy
you.
for you. Awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Do you watch TV much, Luca?
When I can, I'm watching the Habs games.
No, okay. Besides, but I meant, like,
your hours are probably nuts as a
because
because
I
you're a
can take
resident now,
there's a
right?
comment I gotta
going
take
to
off.
be, yeah.
Oh,
Still
okay.
not this year.
Sorry.
Going to be.
The reason I asked, though, have you seen this show called The Pit on Prime?
I've heard of it. I haven't watched
On
an episode
Crave.
of it, but I've heard of it.
Oh, it's really good. It's about a hospital. It's really good, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard a bunch of my colleagues in the medical field speak very highly of it in terms of
That was really what
So-
was what I wanted to ask. Like how, as a person in that, how you like it. So that's good to hear that people in the field think that it's good. Yeah, I really
I haven't
like that
watched
show.
it personally, but I've talked to a couple of merge docs who've watched it, and they're pretty happy with how at least the emergency department is portrayed. So
God, that's the whole thing is about the emergency. It's really good. It's really well done. Anybody out there who likes to watch medical shows, watch The Pit on Crave.
Luca, I like that jersey that you got behind you, buddy. Like I said, I'm not a huge Montreal fan because I'm from Boston, but I will always love Carey Price. So I definitely like that jersey. One of my favorite goaltenders, I have to say. I love him as a person. It's a shame what happened to his knee and that he couldn't finish his career. I don't mean that sarcastically, people. I actually genuinely mean that.
Yeah, he always
Like,
says it. So
No, I absolutely
He does.
hate when a good quality individuals like that can't, it's rough to watch.
I've got one of those too. I got a signed one that I haven't seen Doug for a while. Doug gave it to me, but
There you
I don't want to just hang it up back there. It's signed Carey Price. I gotta treat that a lot better. I want to get it framed.
yeah, that's exactly what I did back here. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I went to a place in Toronto. They framed it for me. It was
That's what I want to get done eventually with it. So what did you think of the first period?
Yeah, I
Do
think
you-
they definitely got out.
Do
to
you
a slow
agree with me
start.
first before we start? Do you agree with me? Habs got better by the end of the second half of that period. They kind of found their game against Colorado, kind of not.
Yeah,
fully,
they couldn't get any proper zone entry. They couldn't get any sustained offensive zone time, and then the power play helped them get their feet under them a little bit, moving the puck around in the offensive zone. And then once the power play was over, they kind of took that momentum into the rest of the period. So it bodes at least somewhat well for the next two periods.
And they cut back on the shots because their 13 shots were by the first half of the period, and they still ended up with 13. So they cut down on the shots, and they got a few of their own. I like the fact that they turned it around a little bit. So it bodes well for the second.
Your game factor right now has also been Montembeault. He's made a couple of really huge saves on some high quality talent by Colorado. So I mean that's always a good thing to see him also stepping up. I think he knows the urgency of the situation as well. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he fell off a little bit on the goals saved above expected the last two games. So I was hoping, okay, he's going to bounce back here tonight on that. So fingers crossed. They did get two, but if that's all they get the rest of the way, that's a big ask.
No,
Yeah,
that's
no, the boys are just one line A bomb away, right? So
Really, I mean, right? You get a power play, and that could be it. It looked like on the first one though, Colorado was like, "We're not doing that. You're not getting that opportunity."
yeah, they weren't letting line A beat them on the first one.
No. So I asked the question to Cam. What do you think? What do you think their chances are of making the playoffs?
I'd say above 50%.
Yeah,
at this
me
point.
too. I think so too. I think I saw something where if they win the game in regulation today, it's like 55%. If it's in overtime, it's 54%. If they lose in regulation, it drops down to 34%.
Mhm.
But if they lose in overtime, it's like at 44, I think.
Yeah, right now Montreal, according to Money Puck, is sitting at 42.9% odds. I don't know how I like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually
Well.
like that a lot better than they're giving them. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Well,
But Money Puck is using Corsi. They're using expected goals for. They're using all those advanced analytics that
they are.
Montreal isn't going to dazzle you on. But what they've got going right now is momentum.
I agree.
right.
And what they also have is they have Columbus and Detroit sort of falling away from the pack. They have the Rangers who are starting to fall away from the pack.
And we got 3 games in hand with the Rangers.
So
the Rangers did win.
Yeah.
So it's just it's to me it's just the 2 New York teams and Montreal. To me, I think from there is the cutoff. You go up.
Yeah,
I really think
the Isles and Habs I think are going to be fighting it out for the last.
It's a tall order for a team like Detroit. They've got 13 games. They got to win 10 of those games.
Yeah,
that's a tall order at the end of the season. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact Montreal needs 8 wins. Okay, 8 wins out of 14 games, a lot better than 10 out of 13, right? So I think New York, the 2 New York teams, and I think the other teams are not there. Although games have to be played on the ice, but still.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. The game's got to be played on the ice, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's why I like Montreal's chance for that. All those factors, and then I don't know. I just have this feeling. I said it when they beat Vegas on New Year's Eve. They were at the beginning of this good streak that they started, and I said they beat Vegas. They're gonna make the playoffs. So far. Let's hope.
Yeah, if you look at Montreal's strength of schedule the rest of the way, I'm pretty sure half the games are against playoff teams, and then half the games are against non-playoff teams.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, they have to take care of business against the non-playoff teams. So if there's 6 or 7 games left against non-playoff teams, you've got to win at least 4 or 5 of those. And then that leaves you with only having to win maybe 3 games against the playoff teams. You have to take care of business against the teams that are below you.
Yeah, you got to pull points out of as many games as well as you can. Because you need more points than you have games left, right? So you have to pull points out of games. Mm-hmm. Even if you lose, you got to get to overtime then.
Yeah, like in this game, will they come back and win it? Maybe. But if they can pull it back to get it to overtime and get a point out of this game against a team
and
that's
I had that
them, right? So
I did a video with with that stuff in it. I think I don't have it with me. I had this being a loss, but in overtime. Mm-hmm. So fingers crossed I'm right there because, hey, listen, you know what? You never know in between periods. You come back for the second. Sure, Colorado was pretty good in the first. That doesn't mean that it's going to carry over. And maybe this momentum Montreal, you never know. It could be Montreal's period, and they get the couple of goals and tie it up. That's how they got to look at it. And they got to basically win every 5 minutes of the period at a time. You got to break it down like that. Just win those little, and you win the period. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's easy to say, not easy to do. That's the problem.
But all that matters is that these young players are getting experience playing games like this.
Exactly. Which is why I want them to
win these types of games.
It's why I want them to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to do damage in the playoffs. I really don't. But what experience for these guys? The farther they can at least get even to the playoff, the farther they can. It's amazing experience. So really happy with that. But a few playoff games would be nice.
Yeah, I mean the last time Washington was the President's Trophy winners and the Habs were the 8th seed into the playoffs. We know what happened. So
right, we beat them.
So you never know. You never know.
Oh,
that's Bergevin. That's our buddy Bergevin's favorite saying.
That was his motto.
Get in.
Just get in. You never know what's going to happen. It literally was his motto.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not the motto now. But now get in for the experience for sure.
Yeah, exactly. The experience of playing those types of games and
And
recognizing that, like, the rebuild is sort of on the end phase
we're
of it.
almost,
It's time to start competing, especially with the players coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the rebuild's done as far as the drafting part and the guys there. I think the offseason, if they can get that second line center that we're talking about, and I think if they do get that guy, they're going to look at a right shot guy too to see if they can shore up that. Although Reinbacher's looking good. Yeah, I think then you could say the rebuild's over because now it's just a matter of waiting for a couple of guys like Fowler. Once Fowler's here, in my opinion, you got to look at it and say the rebuild's over. Look at how they're playing and everything. This is going to be – it's not going to be a Buffalo Sabres rebuild.
No, it's not.
Terrorist organization. Terrorist organization.
Yeah.
My coworker is a Buffalo Sabres fan, and we eat lunch every Tuesday. And I'm just like, so you're still breathing. That's good. And yeah, he's just like, life is pain. Everything is pain.
If you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, yeah. A pity the fool that's a Buffalo Sabres fan.
Listen, Montreal should offer Sheet McTavish.
It's not Buffalo Sabres, so you're not talking about Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah. Like, you're not, well, I mean, that's just the only available, like, 2 Cs right now are McTavish, Zegras, and you could argue Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett's going to go into as a UFA. But do you want a guy like Sam Bennett on your team?
I don't want to give him that contract. And as a matter of fact, Hughes pretty much said that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give guys contracts that they're going to be, damn, why did we do that as soon as you sign it?
Yeah. And there's a good chance that there is a 2C in the pipeline in Michael Hage, based on his first season in the NCAA, averaged over a point per game.
Yep.
And he kind of had a bit of an injury-riddled season. So if he gets one more full season at Michigan with that team, continues to develop the way he has been. He's an excellent skater. He's got great vision with the puck. And so you never know. That 2C could be.
That's why I don't think they're going to go out and I don't think it's going to be a guy in free agency to fill that 2C, because then you're kind of committed to something where you might and if you sign a Bennett to a big contract, are you going to be able to move that contract when Hage is ready?
Especially if he wins another cup, he's going to be seeking $8 million, $7-8 million.
Oh, they're saying he's probably looking for $8 or $9 million.
He's not going to get 9. I'll be hard pressed.
He's not a young guy. I don't want to give him 7 years at $8 million.
I could give him 7 at 7.
Yeah, you guys maybe.
No, you could. No, I mean you could. You could give him 7 at 7. Stanley Cup pedigree on the team, and it's something, and it's not where the cap trajectory is going. It's actually it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, but when if you sign him and then it's a contract, well, maybe you would be able to move the contract, but you sign him and you hold someone like Hage back. I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, it wouldn't. But I'm just saying, if Hage doesn't make it, because we had the similar conversation with Dirk Kirby Doc, if he doesn't make it, but Sam Bennett is a well-established NHL player.
True. And they will be looking for a guy like that. Yeah. I do.
And you need a guy with good playoff experience too. So maybe you don't go for a McTavish or a Zegras. Maybe you do look at maybe a Sam Bennett and say, could you bring in something here that we're missing?
Yeah, and you might be right, but I don't see them getting that guy by free agency. I see that as a hockey trade.
The 2C?
Yeah. A guy in the area of the core, but has experience, hasn't got question marks around him, and has a year or two of term.
I don't think there's many that are willing to be traded.
That's what I see them. That's what I think they're looking for. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, Steven asked, do you think the rebuild is done on goaltending? Yeah, Jacob Fowler is the answer.
Yeah, and you got Dobish here too as a backup, and maybe but I mean, you're probably looking at Fowler Dobish in 2 years.
Yeah, probably once Montembeau's contract is done, he'll probably ride out Montembeau's contract. That'll take him till his early 30s, right?
I don't know. I feel like you don't want to get too young. You know what I mean? You also probably want a veteran goaltender presence to kind of rope the guy in. And, it's like, Jacob Fowler, even if he is the number one, it helps having a veteran guy in the league and who can help coach that up and, say, hey, this goal you could have had, but at the end of the night, it's something that you can build on. But if you have too many young guys, you run into a Buffalo Sabres issue or maybe an Edmonton issue earlier on.
Without a doubt. Actually, Hughes talked about that and said that if in free agency, they will be actually looking at guys that are will give them veteran presence to help the young guys. So, yeah, that's true. I just don't think the second line center is going to be that guy. But then maybe I'm wrong because you got Laine there. You're going to have Demidov there. They might want a guy that is a little older, that doesn't have question marks, that they know what they're going to get from him.
I think Sam Bennett might be a guy for you too, because he's bigger than Suzuki. You've emphasized that you want size at the 2C, and you look at something like that, and if the contract value is right for the term that it is, then get it, go and get him. You know what I mean? Again, that's just a good seasoned veteran that I think is good for the league. Probably good. Well, I'm sorry, I don't think he's good for the league. I don't like him, but yeah.
I'm watching two fights. I'm sorry. I'm like the TV. Jack Guy's fighting with somebody. Hasn't happened on the. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anderson's going at it with someone. And the thing with Bennett is it's not going to be the right term, and it's not going to be the right dollar amount for Kent Hughes.
Yeah, I really think
it's not going to be. It's not going to work out for them. I think he's going to want too much. He's going to want too much term. Like this is his year to get paid, especially after his Four Nations face-off performance and
phenomenal,
and the performance that he's put in. Oh yeah, this is going after it. Arbor's going after it.
Oh my God,
Rick knows the story. I'll tell you the story, Cam. Arbor and I went to high school together.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome.
In Hamilton, Ontario.
Hey, there you go. That's cool.
All throughout all 4 years of high school. During COVID, when he was working at the Costco in Grimsby, Ontario.
Oh, yeah?
I remember seeing him there. We chatted about his hockey career. He was still trying to pave his way through the OHL, and he was just talking to me about how he was like just working every day.
Oh, there you go, man.
To get better, and there you go. Right, so it's all about hard work pays off. He was never the most skilled. He wasn't even the most skilled guy in our high school in terms of hockey players.
Hey, sometimes Jordan Krug went undrafted. A lot of guys go undrafted, man.
You never know. It's all about the hard work, and obviously he showed it to get to where he is. So
BL had a question that I think does deserve some answering here. I can kind of explain this very simply. The NHL Players Assistance Program has a 4-strike rule. So you first go into the program, but you can't break it so many times. You can enter the program with no penalty, but if you break it once, you get a suspension without pay. If you violate it another time, you get a more lengthy suspension without pay for a minimum of 6 months. And then you have to file for reinstatement. And then the final strike is a league-wide suspension for 1 year, and it is not assured that you will be reinstated.
And where's he at? This is the second one?
He cannot do it one more time. Otherwise he will be suspended for 1 year without pay, and he will need to basically have an in-person hearing is basically what will happen. So you can go into the assistance program once and successfully go through it, but if you go through it multiple times for the same reason or violate it several times over, you will be suspended indefinitely. But I just wanted to answer that. Guys, I got to hop off.
This is heating up.
I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the game. Luca, it was a pleasure. Congratulations on your residency. I hope that goes. Man. Yeah, absolutely. I hope that goes swimmingly for you, and hopefully the restless nights aren't too restless. Rick, I will see you tomorrow evening.
Yep.
And to everyone else out there, have a good night. Go Habs, go.
All right. Thanks for being on there, buddy.
Of course.
All right. Take care, Cam.
Likewise.
All right. Let me just switch this back to where we were before. There we go. That was crazy shit that just happened on there.
Yeah, that was crazy. Arbor just unloaded on that guy.
Yeah, no, not only that. Then there was a couple of good chances.
Yeah, one of the Avs guys. Did he hit the post or the crossbar
post,
thing? Yeah.
Then it went back. Like there were some good chances on, I think, on both ends.
Yeah, there were there, but
Maddie couldn't.
It's settled. It's settled back down now. I've got 15:40 left on my screen.
Yeah, I'm just ahead of you by 10 seconds. Not that much.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching on Sportsnet Plus or whatever.
If I go there, it's like almost a minute ahead, I think, of this. It's crazy. I got my TV. I'm over the air. It's not even cable, so it's hardly any delay. But
yeah.
Sportsnet has got a huge delay. It's crazy how much.
Yeah, they always do. Montreal's going to the penalty kill here. Colorado's going to the power play here. Yeah.
Well, I missed that.
I didn't see the call.
What was?
Let's see.
Is that on Makar? He tripped Makar by falling and what?
I think they're gonna
penalty.
I think they're gonna call Dvorak.
Went out. Delay of game. Too many men. It's too many men.
Right, you're ahead of me. Oh yeah. Too many men. Yeah. Guy jumped on the ice. I couldn't see who jumped on the ice, but a guy jumped on the ice too quickly.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
let's hope this doesn't cost them because.
Yeah, let's hope not. If they give up a power play goal here, it's gonna be tough to come back from 3 goals down against a team as good as Colorado is. So.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said that in the first there that you can't. Yeah, give 3 to them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you know what, if they can kill this penalty off, get a bit more momentum going into the rest of the period. It's only 2 goals.
That's what. Yeah, it's only 2 goals, and they were playing better, so they can. But they need the next goal. Oh, they're not going to get the next goal.
All right, let's see what happens here.
According to BL. There it is. Fuck. Monty had no chance of that. None at all. God damn it.
No one's covering the back post. No one's covering Natchez at the back post there. Easy goal.
Yeah, oh yeah. For Natchez, that was it.
Oh, yeah, that's a tap in. No one's covering him at the far post there.
Yeah.
All 4 guys watching the puck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Savard's guy.
They're just standing around.
So you see Savard watches the puck across when McKinnon passes it instead of trying to break up that cross crease pass. Yeah.
God damn, that's gonna hurt that one. I don't know that they come back.
Lost the coverage.
One thing's guaranteed. They give up another one, the game's over. They gotta get the next goal.
Oh yeah, for sure now. And quickly.
Yeah.
They got to get one in the next 10 minutes.
They did. Sorry, I'm a little ahead of you. That's my new goal horn.
That's your new goal horn. Oh, nice. Nice shot from Struble.
3-1.
It's a beauty from Struble from the point.
They finally listened to me and did it.
There we go. Okay. Right back in it.
Nice shot there.
Did Slavkovsky tip it?
I'm not sure.
They showed
he did.
Yeah.
He tipped it in.
It was a great job by Struble to get that to the front of the net and Slavkovsky get to the front of the net.
Stop. Wait, did that go in?
Yeah, Slavkovsky put his hand up.
Because they showed something hit the crossbar. I thought
it did. It hit the netting just below the crossbar.
Yeah, I saw it on this from the different angle.
Oh, fantastic tip.
Yeah, they needed to do that or else this game was going to be out of hand.
I don't know if you saw the interview that Ken Hughes did with Frank Seravalli.
Yes.
Like 30-minute. That was fantastic.
I watched the whole thing. Yeah.
And number 2, he was talking about Slavkovsky a little bit, and Frank Cervalli was asking him, you know, is he a second half the season guy, or like is it a confidence thing? And Ken Hughes made a really good point of like, I think he's just got to watch video of himself and where he's successful and do the things that make him successful. And he's starting to figure it out. Like for Slavkovsky, it's very much getting to the front of the net, keeping his stick on the ice, being physical, using his body, not just using his stick to win puck battles. And the more that he's reinforcing those good habits, you can see the better he's playing. Oh, we got a tripping call.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Miles
Wood.
Wood.
Going on the power play.
Wood. We're going on the power play.
Now that would be something. If they can get one on the power play.
Get one on the power play here. Now it's a whole new hockey game.
It's a quick change to the game. Like that's really good. Turn it around quickly. And now it's like you're in the game again.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And this is something that 2-3 years ago that these Habs didn't have in them. Coming back down from hockey games.
What's that again? Say that again.
They didn't have this in them coming back.
Down
in hockey games.
Yeah, they didn't have the
resilience, and being able to say, "Hey, we're never out of this until the final whistle."
That's right, and I said that in the first to Cam, like they they know they're not out of the game. Like they're confident in the fact that if they just keep at playing their game as best they can, the opportunities come and they're able to take advantage of them now. So, because there were a lot of games this year, or I'll say since Christmas, where I thought they were out of it even. It's like, oh, this doesn't, and they come back, you know, like they have that ability now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Elliot M says Laine time.
Well, let's hope. It'd be perfect timing for Laine to get one here.
That'd be good. Are they re-signing Laine after his contract is done at the end of next season?
To be honest with you, I'll say yes, but I don't think they're going to do it till sometime during next season. Because I think the number could be different. And then maybe they do, and they get him at a better number now, but I still think it'll be first quarter of next season, first third of the season they'll have signed him.
I think that we should keep him. I you know what, for all the inconsistency in his defensive play, you can, you know, kind of chat to him about. He's a guy that just puts the puck in the net.
He puts up points. There's no doubt.
And you need guys that are scoring, that are putting pucks.
And his shot, when it's you can't stop it when
he has a top 3 shot in the whole league.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think
Ovechkin, him, and Matthews have the best shots in the league, and then Caulfield right after that. So
I think they will sign him, but the questions lately or whatever, I thought, well, at least, and I think I've been saying this for a while, it's not till next season. I don't think they sign him in the offseason.
And I don't think the number is going to be too prohibitive, especially if what he's saying about playing in Montreal is true.
And even, you know what, as we just said with Bennett, with the cap going up and everything, they can afford it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's a guy you afford to keep, because a guy like him he's not coming through the pipeline.
No, that shot.
There's no internal guy who's going to get you 30 plus goals the way that Laine is going to get you the 30 plus goals.
Yeah. And look what it does for your power play too, right?
Exactly. It opens things up on the power play for sure. Opens things up for other guys.
And having the two Caulfield and Laine as your options on the wings, like, you know, it's hard to defend against that.
It is. It's very hard because you have to honor the ability of both those guys. And then can you imagine a guy like Ivan Demidov coming in on that power play and the way he's able to facilitate, and you know, his vision with the puck and his playmaking ability is on par with Suzuki's in terms of where I see it.
So in a way, they might be better off signing him in the offseason. Once he's on a line with Demidov, his numbers might go up and you're looking at a lot more money. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you can imagine if Ivan Demidov has a guy like Laine on his line that he can help facilitate.
Yep. And whoever that second center is going to be.
They have been playing Demidov at center in the KHL, and he has not been playing too bad at center either.
He hasn't been playing a lot of center there, though.
He's been playing some.
Some. I saw something where he said he can play center, but he'd prefer not. He'd prefer to play the wing.
I'd prefer him not to as well.
So I think that's where he's best. They're gonna find a center in the offseason. You'll see.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see, because the Kirby Doc experiment
that's done. Kirby Doc,
yeah,
no, that's done. He'll be a winger. Kirby Doc will be on the wing, probably third line. But yeah, he's not going to be the second line center.
Yeah, a line like Doc, Newhook, and Beck, like that would be an interesting third line.
Yeah. It looks like Newhook. Yeah. No, it's actually looking like, but you might be right with Beck. A lot of people talking about Newhook being the third line center, and that speed option you have with him at center on the third might really be something.
It might be, and then where does Owen Beck go? Right, that's the thing. Right,
that's the thing. But maybe another year to develop. But I think Owen Beck will be here, so you have Beck on the wing for now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's not ideal, I guess, anywhere. But listen,
it's a good problem to have. Is you have guys available to you internally that are going to fit a nice third line role.
Yeah, it's a really good
energy every shift, who are responsible defensively, who can chip in points here and there. And they're all good skaters. Like Beck's a great skater as well. So,
yeah. Well, Laine kind of looks like a lazy skater, though. Don't you find?
A little bit.
But I don't think that's going to be a problem if the line is set up properly. You got Demidov out there. I think you'll see a little more hustle from Laine too.
Not much happening on that power play, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's got about 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second. Montreal has closed the gap in shots. It's 18-13. Just filling people in who maybe just...
I was thinking of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody in the chat, but when I'm here with Luca, we usually talk, and I forget about you guys. I'm sorry.
Matheson dumps the puck in, and it's an icing. Oh, they waved it off.
Yeah, so we're halfway, just 2 seconds over the halfway mark of the second period and the game, I guess. Listen, this period better than the first. They didn't look as bad at any particular point, maybe just for like a play or two, like they did in the first half of the first period. So they definitely figured it out a little bit, but can they catch up? That's the thing.
Yeah. We'll go to commercial break now, and
it's
definitely been a more even period, for sure.
In the first period, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Habs just got caught a little bit off guard at how much the Avs were going to press them, especially in the neutral zone at the start of the game, and just couldn't get any sustained possession of the puck. And then Avalanche got quite a bit of ozone time in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. The Habs on their heels for the first away. Period, pretty much right away.
Pretty much.
So,
and then, like you said, after that power play, they got their legs under. They figured it out.
After the power play, they got their legs under them. Now it's been a pretty even back and forth game. Now both teams not giving each other a lot of ice, not a lot of time and space. So it's very much playoff hockey being played right now.
Oh, without a doubt. And one thing, one problem for Montreal, they make a mistake, and man, Colorado takes advantage of that.
Yeah, that's the difference between a good team and a team that's won things and that's going to continue to win.
A championship team and a good. But Montreal now is a good team, but they're not Colorado, right?
Yes, Montreal's a good team.
They're not
a winning team just yet.
Yeah.
Born to be a Hab, Demidov has played his last game today.
His last game,
for
unless they play him in the playoffs. They've said they're not.
He will not be playing in the playoffs. He will be
expect him to. He'll play in the playoffs, but in the MHL, apparently they're sending him down.
So they can send him down to the MHL affiliate, and SK is an organization that prioritizes winning at all levels, irrespective of what that means for their players. So if they have a guy who they can send down to the MHL, who is the best hockey player not playing in the NHL right now.
If they're not working
send them down and win an MHL championship again?
Right. Yeah,
right?
but they're
That's
not. But the team, like Rottenberg, he's not working on logic.
no, he's
It's a
not. He's not.
punishment because he won't sign with them.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
And it sucks that that's the case. But
But the attitude
in
of
any
Demidov,
case, sorry, go ahead, Rick.
it's that Demidov's attitude that is what I'm happy about. It's not going to bother him. It's
Yeah.
not going to affect him. He's
It's
got
not.
the right attitude. He's got the right mental state of mind. So he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's very much, you see him in the draft interviews and you hear what his teammates have to say about him. He's the ultimate professional. He's just like, wherever you need me, coach.
That's it.
I'll get the job done. Wherever you need me.
Because he complains and he's not going to play at all. He knows that, and he's just going to do what he's got to do.
Yeah, and that's the attitude and that's the mindset that you want to have, especially as a young player, and not only just a young player, just like a young person in general. When you're trying to learn how to be a professional at your job,
yeah,
to be able to take feedback and take criticism and
that's
be able
right.
to say, whatever the team needs, I'm here for it.
And especially if in coaching, right? If you can't handle criticism,
yeah,
I mean, that's basically what a coach is doing at the beginning. He's kind of criticizing you to get you to be better, right? So, like, if you can't handle that, so he's going to be coachable. He's going to be great. BL brings up a good point. How do you feel about that? You guys might be forgetting that he has worn out his welcome in Winnipeg and Columbus. Line A, what do you think about that?
Yeah, Line A did. That's true. But from everything we've seen here, he's been nothing but a professional, and he's loved his time here, and he's performing. And
it's possible, he realizes third strike is not, it's not a good thing. He doesn't have a lot more chances for that part of his game that, I have a feeling here with the way they've welcomed him and the way, I think that's a great thing, the way the team is close and bonded. I don't think he got that. Personally, I don't think he got that.
And you think about who was in his ear in those organizations was Paul Maurice and John Tortorella. So those aren't necessarily your players' coaches.
Right.
Right.
For a guy struggling like that, because he does have some mental issues, mental things that he works on all the time, so that it's known, it probably wasn't the right atmosphere. So I'm hoping here with the way it's really good for a guy like that that's having those kind of problems, the way they're close, the way they take care of each other. I think it could be different here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the fact that he did take time away from the game to focus on his mental health, which was crucial.
It was a good thing, yes.
Yeah, that was definitely at least when hearing him talk about it, it was probably one of the best decisions he's made for his career based on what he's said about it.
The thing you hear though is he's not hockey isn't the most the driving force of his life is kind of, I guess, the way I want to put it.
Yeah,
and maybe that's just the situation where he was, and he couldn't. It couldn't be that because he wasn't happy there, right? So I think there's potential here in Montreal with all of that for him to have a different outlook on the game, and all those things that the knocks against him. I don't know that that'll be the way it is here in Montreal.
And next year we have a full season, hopefully. Of lining again to see what potentially a full 82 games would do, and without him having to change line mates every 5 or 10 games,
Yeah, hopefully next year once
he'll have a star in Demidov on his second line, and
a guy that can feed him the puck that we know is creative. There's such potential there for Line A and Demidov, and they're gonna see this work. In the first couple of months, it's getting chippy, and you got to figure they're going to be signing him because they're going to want more of that on this team, right?
Yeah.
If there's chemistry between Demidov and Line A.
Yeah, Struble, Dvorak, everyone's getting into it now. Oh yeah, that's it.
It didn't end up.
Anderson wants some of Ross Colton. Oh yeah, it's getting chippy here. Huzu, the Habs want it. They definitely want it.
Yeah.
We're not going away quietly tonight at all.
Well, I don't think anymore. I think they.
6:38 left in the second period. It's been a back and forth second period.
I think this is something that's changed with them is that they're hungry, and they know that they can win games and they can play with anybody if they play their game the right way.
Yeah.
So that's a big change because how many times, they would get scored on first and then that you knew the game was over. It's not that team anymore.
No, it's not. It's not anymore.
And it doesn't matter who the other team is. The best team in the league, it doesn't matter. They score against the Habs. It's not over. These guys have confidence in themselves.
Lucas, if they can get a goal before the end of this period, going into the intermission, only down a goal, 3-2. I mean, you're feeling really good if you're Montreal.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think that's what they should work towards is in the next 6 minutes and 38 seconds, just try to push for a goal.
A goal, yeah.
Just a goal, and don't have to get the whole thing back.
No, one little bit. You got it one at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. And, like I said before the period started, they got 6 minutes here. So you want to win that 6 minutes. That's your goal right now. Third period is not thought of yet. Win the 6 minutes.
They're showing the replay here. It looks like Charlie Coyle cross-checked Struble in the mouth, and that's what incited everything. Yeah. So Charlie Coyle is going to the box probably for roughing or something because it looks like the Habs are on the power play. I didn't see if it was roughing or cross-checking they called, but
it was something, one of those two. But we're on
the
power play.
They got them on.
Power play. This one's important, boys.
Yeah, this one is McKinnon and Suzuki are talking to the ref, figuring out what exactly. I imagine Suzuki's wanting more than 2 minutes.
There was blood, so why isn't it more than 2 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably explaining it to them right now, and McKinnon's probably like, "Why is no one else getting sent to the penalty box for the Habs?" They're all explaining their cases.
No, I get that, but why is there? I'd like to hear why there's no 4-minute penalty here for high stick. Lucas says cross-check to the mouth should be more than 2 minutes. Who says he thinks Struble got butt-ended, but didn't we see it? It looked like he did that.
Yeah, Huzu sent that before we saw the replay.
And he sent to the lockers because he probably got 10-minute misconduct for the fight or whatever. There wasn't a fight. Why would Andy? Maybe he got hurt and he's got to go to the locker to get something fixed.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there. Anyways, 6:38 left, 3-1. Habs shots for 20-14. Montreal on the man advantage.
It's a cross-checking penalty. That's why it's only 2.
Yeah. Not
a high stick. It's a different thing. But even then, right? Cross-check to the mouth. There's blood. Should be a 4 minutes.
Suzuki wins the draw. Back to Hutson, and time for Hutson to do Hutson things. Oh, cross crease slap to Caulfield, almost connected. Now that play is deadly. They love that play. Slap down low across the crease to Caulfield.
It's been effective.
It's a good play. I want to see Slav pump that out to Suzuki in the kind of in the middle there between the face-off circles and have him rip one, kind of like how the Lightning kind of set that play up from right now, right?
Oh, we're going 5-on-3 for 1:06. Let's
see the penalty. Oh, that's a hook. That's going to be a hook.
What was that? 5-on-3.
That was Hutson going to the net there.
Was it on Hutson?
That penalty?
You drew the penalty?
Couldn't see. I think it was Slav. I can't tell. My TV's too far away from me.
Either. Here, this angle. Yeah, no, on Hutson.
Yeah, I thought it was Hutson. Yeah. No, that's an excellent play from him.
He drew a penalty. Good timing too.
He's drawing penalties. That's the one thing that I don't think gets talked about enough about Lane Hutson right now is his ability to keep defenders so off balance that you got to take a penalty to stop the guy.
Yeah, he draws a lot, and
Yeah.
the way he
He's
plays,
so
how could he not
shifty.
draw penalties? You know,
Yeah, he's so shifty, but
yeah,
he's a special player,
yeah,
right? Like
he is.
to think about it, that in 5 years from now, Suzuki and Caulfield might be the third and fourth best players on the Habs.
I know it's crazy,
One,
but that's
Demigod
fine.
and Hutson are going to be
That's
potentially
fine.
1 and 2, right?
How crazy good is the team going to be, though?
Yeah, exactly. When you have 2 point per game players, and they might not even be the best players on your team in a few years from now.
Don't give it up, guys.
Line A bomb, one and done. There's a bit of disorganization in the neutral zone there. Huzu, yeah, doesn't appear on the score sheet, but when Hutson draws a penalty because of his shiftiness and Line puts one on the back of the net, that shows up on the score sheet. So, Line. Oh, man, he just rips it. I love how the Habs are putting lots of sustained pressure here on this 5-on-3. They're not in the perimeter. They're all around the face-off circle. Love it.
Yeah. Fuck. But they're not getting anything, I don't think, on this power play. 30 seconds left on the power play now.
Yeah.
Oh, did they draw? Oh, come on. That should have been another call.
I don't think they were going to get another one. 3 in a row.
Yeah, they were obviously, but I thought you'll see it. Did it
Yeah,
happen?
I saw it. It was borderline. That was borderline.
That's why they didn't call
borderline. And could have been interference. Could have gone either way.
Oh no. Ooh, off the post. Wow. That was close.
Yeah. Devon Taves. I don't know how he missed that. But 3:30 left to go. It's been frenetic the last couple minutes with the power play chances. Devon Taves just hit the post.
And the Habs
got New Hook streaking in on the net, just missed. They turn the puck over.
Period push, guys.
Colorado's trying to get some semblance of sustained offensive zone time, which they haven't had on 5-on-5 this period, which has been really good for Montreal. I mean, other than the power play, when have we talked about sustained offensive zone pressure for the Avalanche in the Habs zone?
No, I'm telling you, right? They
haven't, right? So
as I said this, I don't know if you heard it in the first. Since I think January 1st, the Habs are the 9th best team in the league.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually. With the hot streak they had over the Christmas break, they went like 1-8 for 9 games after the end of that hot streak, and then they now are like 8-3 in their last 11 games. So.
Yep, 8-1-3.
Yeah. So I mean, this season has been like this, then like this, then like this.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, it's an up and coming team, right? Yeah. So that's kind of normal, right? It's part of the process. Next year, it'll be a little less like that, right? The
way I like to think about it is, this season has been like, playing with a yo-yo but walking upstairs, like yo-yoing upstairs, right? So it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
But if you average it out over the course of the whole season, and you make it one flat line, it's like this. It's going up.
Yep. The thing is, when they're on, they're as good as any team in the league, and then they've got those like a young team where they have those periods where they forget how to play defense for a game or two, like that.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
But it's part of the process, and they're right in there to be one of the fastest rebuilds. So,
And it's going to make a world of difference when your best player on your team is not even on your team right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really
He's
looking
going to
forward
come in and immediately be the third best player on the team.
Yeah, I would think, it's not going to take, kind of like Hutson, right? Didn't take Hutson long to show us who he was going to be.
Yeah, and Demidov is a step above Hutson in terms of skill level.
Yeah, no, I know, and it's going to be amazing. Like people saying, oh, well, he might play in the AHL. Really? Yeah, he's not. He's not playing in the AHL.
He's not playing in the AHL. He will be the third best forward on the team next year.
Oh yeah, and then
him and Laine will be probably third best forward. They'll probably get the same amount of points next year.
And I got to say, by year 2, probably he's the best player on the team. I don't think this kid's going to take 4 or 5 years to, I think within 2-3 years, he's going to be one of the best players.
I saw a stat. It was an interesting stat
save.
this year for the KHL, and Demidov, amongst all players ever in KHL history in their draft plus 1 year, he had the highest points per 60 minutes of any player in the history of the KHL.
Yep.
He didn't have the highest points per game, but that's because he had games where he was playing 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 6 minutes, no power play time. But if you averaged it out over 60 minutes, and the fact that his power play time on ice per game is half of what most stars in the KHL get, his points per game per 60 were above Kaprizov in his draft plus 1 year, were above Kucherov in his draft plus 1 year, were above
significantly,
we're
not
above
just
Ovechkin, we're above all of them.
Yeah, not just he's just above. He was a good bit above them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't quite at Kaprizov's points per game total, and not quite at Michkov's points per game, but they were pretty comparable. So, if that's the kind of player we're talking about here, cheap shot by Matheson on McKinnon there. Did you see that?
That was Matheson on McKinnon that did it?
Yeah, it was Matheson on McKinnon. Gave him a little cheap shot there.
And so retaliation, high stick, and
yeah.
Okay. So I thought
4-on-4.
Yeah, it's 4-on-4.
4-on-4. There's a little retaliation there by Matheson.
A little more open ice. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah. 2:08 left, 4-on-4. We're going to be 4-on-4 likely for the rest of the period unless something happens.
Oh. Minute 40 left on my screen.
Dribble, Hutson, Suzuki, Caulfield. Shot by Caulfield, saved by Blackwood. Avs coming down the ice. Nate just brings it into the zone. Out of the zone. Makar streaking in. Just lost the puck.
Wow. I thought that was it. They were going to get their fourth there. They did. Was that Lehkonen? I think it was Lehkonen almost just scored.
Yeah. That was a beautiful pass by Natchez. Got a minute left. I got to be honest, I wasn't expecting the Habs to make as big of a jump as they did this year.
No, me neither. No.
Yeah, I figured they were going to be.
I should say, in the off season and leading up, I was actually, and then the season started, and it was like, okay, that's not happening. But here they are. They're where I kind of thought they'd be.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have thought they would have been here. I would have thought they would have finished the season at probably around 80 points.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had 85.
Mm-hmm.
But they're clearly going to get over that. I think I had 85 for them.
Yeah, they definitely will. They're on pace for 90 or something like that.
Yeah, and hopefully they get to 92. I think if they get 92, they're in. They get 93, I think for sure they're in.
Yeah, in any case, anything. Actually, you know what, I'm going to ask you this. I was reading an article today on Sportsnet about hypothetical scenarios if the NHL went from, the standard 2 points for a win, 1 point for overtime, 0 points for a loss, to the international system, 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss.
Yeah, I like that.
What are your thoughts on that? The standings wouldn't change based on, how it works out right now. It would be the exact same standings. It would just be like a bit more separation for some teams.
Yeah, no, I like that. Isn't that
what are your thoughts on that?
Isn't that what they did in the Four Nations? Didn't they score
It is what
like
they
that?
did at the Four Nations.
Yeah, no, I like that scoring. I like that. I think that's better. I don't like 3 points coming out of you go to overtime. Like I don't like that necessarily. But I do like the fact that if you're going to do that, then if you win in regulation, you should get those 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
If there's 3 points available in overtime, there should be 3 points available if you win in regulation. And I think that's the way to go. So I hope they do.
I think rewarding teams to get things done in regulation would lead to a lot less overtimes. Because
I think so too, right?
You got to think about teams who are, not wanting to play for overtime because they want to get the full 3 points.
Right. Because a lot of times teams are playing, let's get to the overtime, right?
Yeah.
Now it doesn't. You want to. It benefits you to get that in regulation. So I do like that.
Yeah.
And if they're good, like I said, if they're going to give you 3 points to the teams once you get to overtime, then those 3 points should be available if you win in regulation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
I kind of like the idea. The more I thought about it today, the more I was like, you know what? Like a regulation win is harder than an overtime win, because the overtime win, you needed an extra 5 minutes of 3-on-3 to get the goal. So why is that worth the same amount of points as a regulation win?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I like the way they scored it for the Four Nations. So
yeah. I think that's totally reasonable, to be honest with you. And like, if you think about like the game Canada versus Sweden, like, did Canada deserve 3 points for that game? No, they blew the game. It went to overtime. They deserve to have a point taken off.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the whole thing, right? They deserve to have split the 3 points in that way. Right. Especially if the 3 points were up for grabs, right?
Right. So that's it. The 3 points should be up for grabs. And I do think it'll mean less overtime games.
Yeah, because teams will be more incentivized to go for it the last
way more incentivized.
2-3 minutes of the game, like to push and not just, try and just keep possession and make sure that you don't give the puck away so that you don't go to overtime. So that I saw. And the other thing I saw was the 10-minute 3-on-3 and getting rid of the shootout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had that thought for a while, that it should be 10 minutes, and then listen, you know what? If it's after 10 minutes, then I have no problem with a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Then you split one, each get one.
And then each team gets that's the thing though with the tie.
I know.
Give both teams 1 point, right? Or would each team get 1.5 point? Would each team get 1.5 points, right?
No, you can't have. You can't have half points.
Right? Because if you're saying that there's 3 points up for grabs and you have to split them equally because you tied, right?
Yeah, okay, but
so that's the issue. That's the issue with getting rid of
neither team won.
That's true.
Neither team won. So then you get the point like a loser. You get 1 point each.
I think that you got to go to the 10-minute 3-on-3, and if it's not decided, the shootout will decide the winner of the game.
I
can't deal with ties. I watch soccer and I hate ties.
I don't mind ties.
Ties are worse than losses.
No. I come from an era where we had a lot of that. So, but no, I don't have a problem having ties. But you think about it, right? If you're both teams only get a point, even more so to win in regulation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, will it happen? No. But it's always nice to talk about, gives us.
I don't know. The scoring, they might do that. I don't think with the tie part, like I think you're right. They won't do tie. They'll still keep a shootout, but that extends the length of games. And although if you have a 10-minute overtime at 3-on-3, I don't think there's going to be a lot of games that don't get decided in that 10 minutes. At 3-on-3, 10 minutes of overtime, that's a lot. So way more often than not, you're going to get a winner.
The 10-minute
Without going to the
with
shootout.
with today's skill levels, you're going to get a winner.
You're going to get a winner without having to go to the shootout, I think. Way more often than not.
With the 10-minute 3-on-3, you will. Yeah.
So, yeah, if you do all those things, I think shootouts will happen way less. And I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because games decided on a shootout, it's a skills competition, right? So, I mean, 3-on-3 is also kind of a skills competition, but it's not.
Okay, but way less so than a shootout. A shootout is really that's what it is.
Yeah, way less so than a shootout.
You know, and I don't like games like shootouts can get exciting. Sure, they can be fun to watch. Sure, but I don't really like the fact that you're deciding a game on a skills competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really the way you should be deciding.
Exactly,
games.
and there's a reason why the playoffs games don't end in shootouts.
Right, exactly. There's a reason why.
There's a reason why they keep playing the game. 20-minute period, 5-on-5 till someone gets a goal.
So now in the regular season, no, we can't. You can't have that in the regular season. So I get it that you might. Well, if you're not going to do ties, then you got to keep the shootout option. Yeah. So I did see something interesting on that for a shootout, and I don't know where this happened, but I think there were NHL players involved. Instead of one at a time, it's a race to see who can get 3 goals. So you're both going at the same time, and you keep changing off until the one team gets 3 goals.
I think that would just be too chaotic.
No, it was actually kind of interesting. It might be hard to watch closely on both sides, obviously, but it'll get it done quicker. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would just be too much going on for the fans because, like, you're going to see one person go one way, one person going the other way. Who are you watching?
Right? I don't know who did it because I saw this on Facebook. I watched those videos, the reels or whatever. So they have this is where I saw it, and I heard NHL names, Jake Gensel, unless there's another Jake Gensel somewhere. So I don't know where they did this, but this just happened where they tried this somewhere somehow, and I was confused on that part because they don't give you all that information. But I liked what was going on. That was pretty cool. I like the idea. Anything to make it go faster at that point. You won't end up with a 12-round.
Yeah, you won't end up with a 12-round shootout.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. But I mean, like, we're all so caught up in making the game faster, right? Like, baseball is my sport. Like, that's the sport I follow way more than hockey. And, like, seeing the changes that baseball made to make the game faster. It pissed off a lot of the purists. But part of the stuff I do agree with, like the pitch clock was fantastic. But some of the other things, like you can't, you can only call time once in the batter's box. You can only pick off 2 times. And then once you've used your pickoff attempts for the at-bat, then you can't pick off anymore. It's like you're destroying the rules of the game at that point.
Yeah, I haven't watched the game.
You're starting to create different rules now. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's not how the game is supposed to be played, but the pitch clock.
I haven't watched baseball. I haven't watched baseball in a long time, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. The only thing I got on board with was the pitch clock because, there'd be times when guys would take, 40, 45 seconds in between pitches and, pitchers were just taking too long to throw pitches. I was not that type of pitcher. When I got on the mound, as soon as I got the ball back, I was like, all right, next pitch, let's go. Get ready.
Yeah. I mean, some pitchers work like that. Some pitchers work like that. Some are slow.
Yeah. There was a guy that was a very good pitcher for the White Sox, and the Jays got him at the tail end of his career, Mark Burley. He had the longest average time in between pitches, I think was like 30 seconds.
Jesus.
Between the time he caught the ball from the catcher and the time that he started his delivery on the next pitch.
Man, and if he's working to full counts all the time, that's a long.
They're long at bats. At bats. They become 5-6 minute at bats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Lucas is saying, it made a lot of hardcore fans pissed. Yeah, it did piss off a lot of the purists, a lot of the old guard. But average times of the games went down like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And now you're not spending over 3 hours at the ball game. And,
Well, that's the thing
for someone like my girlfriend who's coming with me to the Jays game because, it's a day out with her boyfriend and she doesn't really like baseball. For her, that extra half hour makes a difference.
Oh, for sure. And
Right?
look here too, right? Games, if you go to a shootout, you're looking at a 3-hour game.
Yeah.
So that,
one second, I'm gonna grab my water here.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, I'll get to read a couple of comments. Sorry, you guys. It always happens.
I've been monitoring the comments and been responding.
No, I know.
As they've been coming in.
I know, but it always happens when you're on. I forget about a comment. I can't help that. I
haven't been on in months, so
yeah, it's been a while. I don't really want to talk about baseball. I don't watch baseball anymore, so I didn't know about those changes. Like, those are pretty big rule changes. But you know why the purists, they don't like it though? I mean, purists just don't like any changes in general.
That's true. It's because that's the way things have been done. So that's got to be the right way. Any other way is the wrong way.
If it's a good solution and it really, do it. If it's just to do something because that you've got to seem like you're doing something, so you make a rule change, that's dumb. But if it's to improve the game, I like that.
Yeah.
So, but it's like I said, I haven't watched baseball, so I don't know how those rule changes have really affected the product.
Golf is the same way. Anytime someone tries to bring up a way to make golf more enjoyable to watch, everyone's like, no, it's just, the game is sacred. You can't change the game. But
especially
the shot clock, like if you put a shot clock in for golf, that'd make it way easier to watch.
We mean so they have to rush a little bit? See, in golf?
Well, no, not that they have to rush a little bit, but they also don't have 2 minutes to sit on the green and read a putt. You get 40 seconds like they're doing in the indoor golf suit. So they're doing the indoor golf league where they give the guys 40 seconds to shoot.
I get it.
A round goes by in 2 hours.
But sometimes you can't.
4 hours.
Sometimes a green is hard to read, and you need that extra time to be sure. And when you're talking about you're playing for big money like that, I would want to not be rushed to try to read the green.
But you also have a caddy. Your caddy's walked the course already. You've walked the course already. You've had time to study the greens.
True.
Prepare for the course.
True, and there's nothing worse than playing behind someone who's freaking slow.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's nothing worse than that, man.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than that at all. And then you wouldn't have these issues of guys running out of sunlight and having to take rounds into the next day.
Yeah, right? No, true.
Like that happens all the time at golf tournaments. And so it's like, if you put you get 1 minute to read your putt. You get 1 minute to read you get 1 minute. You've walked up to the green.
1 minute should be enough. You're right.
1 minute should be enough. I take about 10 seconds.
Okay, but everybody's different. Some people have trouble reading the green, and so they need the extra time. But I mean, professionals shouldn't have that problem.
Professionals.
Yeah, right? That's true. If you're on the PGA Tour and you can't read a green, how the fuck you get there? Man, I haven't played golf in so long.
Born to be a Hab, Lane Hutson, Calder Trophy winner. I mean, if he doesn't get the Calder Trophy this year, it'd be pretty concerning for what the members of the NHL media are basing the trophy off of.
Listen, if he has a total fall off, he gets no more points, and Celebrini just blows past him and all that. Okay, I get it, but as long as he's anywhere within, like, if he's ahead of Celebrini in points, hands down, he wins the Calder, because not just the points. You have to take in everything he's done this season. That's a lot. The minutes, time on ice, the way he's leading all defensemen, the way he is also pretty high up in the scoring in general. There's a lot of things he does, and you got to take that into account.
Mm-hmm. If I had told you before the start of today, Adam Fox had a good game today, but before Adam Fox's 3-assist game today, he had more points than Adam Fox in the same amount of games.
Listen,
right?
Quinn Hughes Quinn Hughes' rookie year, he had 53 points, I think. And I
Yeah.
think that's for the whole year, right?
Yeah.
And Hudson's at 53 points. He still got 14 games.
Hutson could become, I saw somewhere, I think it's the
Fourth.
defenseman, all fourth or fifth. Yeah, somewhere around there, but only a handful of defensemen have got 50 assists in their rookie season. And
that's true
Hutson is, 2 assists away from that?
Yeah. And if you look at Brian Wild, you know who Brian Wild is, a writer for the Habs?
I do know him, yeah.
So he put it out there that if you look at for defensemen and Hudson's season and all time, right? He's like at the top of that all time. Celebrini, the season he's having, is like in the middle of the pack. If you take of all time, of all the, the number one picks I'm talking about or whatever.
Yeah.
Or rookies, I guess. So that's notable right there that this it's a historic season.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if he stays ahead of Celebrini in points, how is he not going to win the Calder? Of course he's going to win the Calder. So I don't know, but Alex is another guy in Boston, one of my partners. He's
you're gonna have all those Boston guys, Rick. Matt got all those Boston guys. What happened?
All my partners are in Boston except one guy's in Montreal. But he is a Flyers fan, so Michkov, right? So we've had this thing all season, and he doesn't buy that theory that if Hutson finishes ahead of them, even if it's just 1 point, he wins the Calder. He doesn't buy that. I don't know. Defensemen finishing ahead of the forwards. I don't know. I think every other year they've won the Calder when that's happened, no?
Yeah, every other year they have. Yeah.
So,
Makar's Calder season was pretty comparable. I mean,
yeah.
Makar scored more goals in that season, but in any case, he still led rookies in scoring.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I think for him it's just jealousy that Michkov is not is actually looked at at fourth right now, with Dustin Wolf thought to be third at this point.
Yeah.
So
what's crazy is that some betting, even though I hate betting, some betting websites still have Celebrini as the favorite to win.
Yeah, I see that too. Yeah, but listen, NHL, they took 16 of their writers, I guess, and they polled them to see and gave them points, right? 5 for first and all that. Hutson beat Celebrini out by 3 points. And then Wolf and Michkov were distant third and fourth. But right there, isn't that telling? Because some of those writers are going to be voting for that, right? So, I mean, he won there.
Some of those writers are voting.
He won there, so I don't see why that would be different in the overall thing. And listen, even now, I'm not hearing about Celebrini like I was at the beginning of the season, right? You're hearing about Hutson all the time. That should tell you right there as well. Celebrini is going to be a great player, sure, all that, but I think Hudson's going to be a little bit more special what he's doing. So I think that's what's going to win it. Hey, Bruce, Colorado is really strong. But listen, Montreal is playing with them right now. If not for that slow start, this is a 1-1 game. So you got to look at it like that. I mean, it doesn't mean they're going to win this game, but they're playing with them now at least. They're staying with them. Hopefully they'll be able to pull a point out of this game, but if they don't, they're still in good shape, and they'll still be the wild card holder tomorrow. So nothing to worry about, but, man, they can't have too many more losses. That's why another one, I'd like them to win tonight because they can't lose too many more games to make that the points they need. That's not, it'll be harder to do. So let's hope they can pull this out somehow. But I know one thing since this after Christmas, there have been a few games where I was sure they were going to lose, and somehow they pull them out. So they've done it many times this year already. So we'll see how the third goes. And I got to think that Colorado's not going to roll over. So It's going to be a difficult one. But I have hope. I have hope. You think Colorado got the better of the trade with Carolina? I mean, in the end, yeah, Nate just was playing. I mean, look at just the points. Last I heard, in 20 games, Nate just had 19 points with Colorado. And when Rantanen was over there, what do you have? 3, 4? So they got a good young player for Rantanen in the end, and they got draft picks and all that. But Colorado came out ahead on that trade.
Moritz Seider won the Calder in 2022. He had 50
Seider?
points. Yeah,
That's right.
He had 50 points.
The defenseman getting 50 points wins the Calder. Hutson already 53 points. On pace for going into this game, I think on pace for 64. So, yeah.
Which is pretty remarkable because that's like pretty close to Matheson's like career high season that he had last season, no?
62, I think, last season. So, yeah.
I think Matheson was like 9 goals and 50 something assists, like 52, 53, something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. 10 goals, 50 assists.
No, that's what it was. It was something like that. And yeah, he's having like his rookie season is going to be better, possibly better than Matheson's best season at like 31 years old or 30 years old.
We're underway in the third.
Yeah, we're underway. I should have said that.
And Habs, if they can get a goal in the next 10 minutes, that should be the priority. But they got to get one in the first 10 minutes.
I gotta think Nate just he's got 2 years, he signed a contract, so Nate just not gonna be available to us, I'm quite sure. Especially the way he's playing in Colorado. They're not gonna be moving Nate just. They found a good player there for them. And does Rantanen drive play? I honestly haven't watched him enough and closely enough over his career to be able to say that. What do you think, Lucas? Luca. I know, but I don't know. My mouth doesn't seem to know. Would you say Rantanen's a guy that drives play?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
There's a reason why they call him the Moose.
Right, and he didn't do it in Colorado and Carolina. He didn't like it there. It was clear he didn't like it there.
Yeah. It just wasn't the fit for him. And I think it just caught him so off guard that he didn't know really what to.
Yeah. Because he didn't.
When he was in Colorado, like he was McKinnon, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you can't say he wasn't driving the play.
And I don't know how he's doing with Dallas. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what his numbers with Dallas are. How long could Rick and Luca not talk to each other? I don't know. Well, it's been a couple of months. I don't know. What else we got?
Well, you guys on the chat I've seen some messages tonight about how no one's ever talking, and Matt never talks, and now we're talking, and now it's like, now they're talking.
Matt,
so which one is it? You want us to talk? You want us to not talk?
Come on. You can't get the puck on the stick.
I'm just joking around in there.
Nah, you're right, though.
Yeah. Come on. Wow.
Besides, I'm on here not to not talk, really. And when I'm alone, I do enough when I don't talk. So it's good that we're talking through the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Savard's got the puck, 17 and a half minutes to go. You know, the more I watch Joshua Roy, the more I'm like becoming less and less convinced that he's a solution. He's a long-term solution on this team.
Yeah. I mean, he's okay. he's not making a case for himself, really, in my opinion.
No, he's not.
And with some of the guys that we know are going to be here, like, where's he going to play?
Yeah, exactly. Because he doesn't quite fit the fourth line role in terms of his skill set, but he's not good enough right now to be a top six player. And so it's like he's kind of a guy that gets stuck in no man's land. Right?
Yep. Be a star in Laval.
Is he a career tweener? Right? Is he a guy who's like too good for the AHL, but not good enough to cement himself a role in the NHL?
Charles Hudon.
Charles Hudon, Alex Barré-Boulet.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. Those kind of guys. And it's possible.
Those kind of guys.
It's
back in the day, in the old Hamilton Bulldogs days, I always saw a guy, Corey Locke. I don't know if you remember Corey Locke.
Sure, I know the name.
He was a guy who every time I went to go to a Bulldogs game, he would light it up, and then they'd try and bring him up for a few games with the Habs. Nothing.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing, right?
Jacob
a lot of guys are like that.
Ben Andrighetto, like all these guys who, they were the best player for the AHL team, and then tried to have a cup of coffee in the NHL and just couldn't. Yeah. Nathan Beaulieu, who says there's another guy.
Okay, but Beaulieu, fuck. That might be it right there. Nathan Beaulieu played for quite a few years out in Winnipeg, if I'm correct. Am I right?
That was a tough goal to give up there. Elliot, I agree with you, buddy. I think it's game over.
Oh, it took a bounce off the ice. Who tipped it? He tipped it down. Okay, you can't blame Monty on that one.
It was a good shot by Taves and
a good redirect.
Got tipped in front. Yeah, it did.
And it just went straight down, bounced off the ice, and through legs. I mean, I don't see how Monty has time to react to that.
Yeah, it was a good tip in front by Nelson.
Fuck. It might be game over there, Elliot. Yeah.
No, I don't see them coming back from this now. Oh well. On a day where the team's looking up at us, picked up points.
Yeah. But at least though, if we lose this game, it doesn't hurt us. Like, we lost an advantage here to stay a little bit ahead, but we're still ahead enough that we're keep the wild card spot going, and then the team we're tied with, New York, we've got 3 games on them.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's
who is our second line center next year?
So now
we had a discussion about this quite a bit during the first intermission, but just to summarize what we talked about with Cam and myself and Rick, we flew the idea around about Sam Bennett, and we kind of came to the conclusion that the term and the dollar amount just probably isn't going to fit with Kent Hughes' ultimate vision for the team. We talked about how the Kirby Dach experiment has pretty much all but failed at this point now, and we're not going to be relying on him to be the second line center. We just talked about how Joshua Roy is not the guy. I think for next year, the solution to the number 2C is not an internal candidate.
No, not for next year.
Not for next year. Either it's going to be a guy that they're going to pick up on a 2 or 3 year deal, or it's going to be another hockey trade that Hughes is going to make potentially at the draft.
Could be at the draft, right?
Using either our pick or Calgary's pick, and packaging in, potentially another one of our young defensemen. To see if you can pick up somebody who's kind of in the same age range as our core.
And that guy is going to cost them. So you got to figure somebody, like, they're going to have to give something to get the kind of guy they're looking for.
Yeah, the kind of guy they're looking for is going to cost either the Habs first round pick or Calgary's first round pick. Plus,
yeah, definitely, yeah, plus a prospect.
Yeah, that'll be a first round pick
least, and maybe a player on the roster too. or like
it'll have to
prospect
be
or that.
another one of those. It'll have to be another one of those moves.
'Cause-
If you're asking who's the second line center in 3 or 4 years from now, there's a very good chance that guy's internal and that guy's Michael Hage.
Yeah. 3 years down the road, yeah. So that's why they need a guy, for a couple of seasons as a minimum. And it might only be that. And so, like, I could see them, trading for a guy who's got a couple of years term still. And then they go from there. But I don't think they want to get locked in on a guy for 7 years when you've got a guy like Michael Hage coming in that, he could be like a really solid guy for 10 years here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them committing to somebody at for that 2C spot for long term.
Yeah, Hage has all the tools to be a top 6 NHLer in terms of skill, but he also has the character and the work ethic and the leadership, just from what
the fact that
coaches have said about him, and the interviews that he gives, and sort of seeing how he approaches the game. And he also wants to be a Hab.
That's an intangible, right? Is how much that is important to him.
Yeah. It's
more so than even any other kid that grew up. I love the Habs. There's the thing with his dad, and his dad passed away, and this is really important to him. So that's an intangible, man. You can't really, you can't write that off, and you don't know what that's going to mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just hope he can put it all together.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's left to do, but the signs are there.
Oh right? Yeah, the signs are there. The signs are there for sure. Like all the tools, all the skill. Oh, nature's almost scored there.
And also something that I had heard after we drafted him, at some point in that season, he was considered a top 10 potential pick, but other guys, had good seasons like their thing, so he dropped down a bit. But he was that kind of a talent, Michael Hage, that he had, was considered that high by a lot of teams at one point last season, So
he was splitting his time playing lacrosse. And
he's a lacrosse player too,
right? So he wasn't committing the same amount of time to hockey as a lot of his peers in his draft class. And
right, that's true. And
he was still, a top 20. So you can only imagine, right? Like the athleticism it takes to play those two sports together. Be good at both of those sports, and now to be able to just solely focus on hockey, especially at a program like where he's at in Michigan. Another couple of years there is going to serve him very well.
Yeah, he's definitely going back.
He might be ready by the end of next year. Who knows, right?
He may be, but he's definitely going back next year.
Yeah,
and then who knows? But I think there's a good chance he breaks for the AHL, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, you never know. We'll see.
I like that kid. That's going to be a good addition when he gets here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Born to be a Habs said, what's that about Crosby? I'm liking Sidney Crosby. Is that what he said there?
Yeah.
Was it like the first time
for the 2C for next year?
Oh yeah. Well, but I mean, I don't think you got to trade for him because he's got the 2-year deal. But what is Pittsburgh like? What is Dubas going to ask for that? I don't think you can make. I'd love it too. I think Crosby for 2 years here would be like what great experience for the kids here. What he could teach them, like how great that would be. But it's not going to happen. I don't think.
Yeah, Crosby's a Penguin for life.
Yeah, I mean, and he should be. Honestly, Sidney Crosby's a guy that should play for just the one team. He should be a lifetime on one team guy.
But I mean, I thought Messi was going to be a Barcelona player for life, and then he got transferred.
Okay, but
so
no, I'm not saying that he couldn't get moved.
The best players in their respective sports who end up staying at one club doesn't always the case.
No, unless
think
when I
in
was
the
a
case
kid,
of Sidney Crosby.
when I was a kid, lots of players. Now, not too many do that. So
Yeah. And like Dubas is going to be asking for multiple first-round picks,
he's going to be asking for a lot.
established players who are young.
And the thing is, for Crosby, like he'll get it from someone, right? Somebody will give up a lot to get Crosby. I don't think Hughes does that. As good as he'll be, I don't think Hughes would pay the price for what the ask is going to be for Crosby if it happens. So, but somebody will. Although I got to think Crosby got to have a no movement clause.
You would think, I don't know.
You got to think. So even if it's not, he's got to, there'll be a list. He can't not have he's got to have a no trade as a minimum.
Detroit falling further behind again. They're losing 3-2 to Vegas right now.
Detroit's done. In my mind, Detroit falls out already.
But I think at this point now, I think we could almost count Detroit out. With another
if
loss
they lose tonight, they're going to have to win 10 of 12 games.
Yeah.
Come on, that's not happening. Like Boston needs to win 11 of their 12 games. Not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, nice move there by Newhook, and then he got a shot. They score! Guy we just talked about, Joshua Roy. 4-2.
Yeah, nice play by Newhook. Just put the puck to the front of the net, and Roy gets to the front of the net to pick up the loose puck, and
it was a nice move by Newhook, and I thought he kind of went over to the side. Okay, but then he got it to Roy, and he scored.
Yeah, no, he got it to the front of the net, and he was looking for a rebound. So it was an excellent play. Excellent play by him to get that on net, look for the rebound, and Roy capitalized on it, which was nice.
Good on Roy to capitalize on that.
Yeah. That's sometimes I think, young players, they're overthinking things and they forget the basics of what they're taught when they're 10 years old. And you want to score goals, go to the front of the net.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're young. And they're in the
NHL. Right? Like Slavkovsky it took Slavkovsky 70, 80 games before he really got going. And when did he start getting going? When he got to the front of the net.
Yeah, I mean, listen, good things happen at the front of the net. Sometimes bad things, but you got to pay a price sometimes.
Right. And then, Brendan Gallagher made a career of getting to the front of the net.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Galley was 4 inches taller?
Yeah.
With that way he plays the game. Wow. The things he would have done.
Yeah.
But I mean, Galley is heart and soul.
Yeah.
Are you surprised at how his comeback when we thought he's done? Are you surprised at all about his last 2 seasons?
No, I'm not. I'm not surprised because he's a guy who's always he's always working.
Yeah, I don't think anybody works
better.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
I would never count that guy out.
No.
As long as he's healthy, I would never count him out.
True, because nobody works harder. I mean, nobody works harder than Galley.
No.
Wow! I'll let you see it.
Let's see what happens. Slavkovsky wins a battle on the boards. Oh, yeah. Beautiful from Slav.
Game on.
Game over. Is on. Game is back.
Not over yet.
Elliot M., game is not over. Holy moly. Well, I said they needed to score before 10 minutes left.
Hey, Larry, the cable guy, he came in at a great time. Wow. I'm telling you, this team, man, they don't give up.
But this is Slav using his body.
And ripping that shot.
Right?
It was a nice shot.
He got, eventually it was a stick check that won it, but he got position on the defenseman with his body.
Yep.
Look,
I mean, he's got to play.
He just out-muscled Lindgren for the puck using his body.
He's got a big body.
With a little poke check.
I can use it, man. We haven't met, we met Luca's not the first timer. Luca's a semi-regular guest. He's Talking Habs resident doctor. in training right now, but soon to be.
Yeah, it's official May 22nd.
Oh, nice.
That's
a lot of work to get there. Then what happens? So you're done
That's
school?
when I graduate. That's when I graduate medical school, May 22nd.
Nice. You got it. Then you do what? You find a job or you got something lined up?
Yeah, so you do you become a resident doctor. So you work under the supervision of an attending staff doctor.
Yeah, like on the show I was done. Yeah, exactly how okay.
Yeah, but you get to do all the things that a doctor gets to do. Just that, someone has to, the attending doctor has to just check your work to make sure that what you're doing is proper.
But are you going to work somewhere? Like, do you have something set up? Or?
Yeah. Awesome. I have my residency placement all set up and everything.
Oh, nice, man. So, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Man, that's been a couple of years, eh? You must be fucking happy that's going to be over, right?
Oh, yeah. Medical school was 4 years. Residency is going to be 5 years.
It's
and
tough,
then after that, then I will become a staff doctor who gets to call the shots and start my own practice.
Awesome.
And then start fixing people's knees for real.
Well, listen, you gotta do the training, and you know what? That's such an important thing. You don't want to make that easy for anybody. You gotta learn everything before you can be out there calling the shots.
Yeah. You have to work hard, and especially in the field I'm going into, which is orthopedics, so fixing people's knees, fixing broken bones. There's a lot of stuff that goes into play that people don't realize in terms of how complex it is to put someone's knee back together or put someone's hip back together. So it's a lot of learning.
My knees are doing better. I don't even wear braces anymore. I'm back to not and I might be getting some physio soon. So I'm looking forward to that, to get them back a lot better.
In any case, we got 8 minutes left in this game. Habs furious comeback, 2 goals about a minute or so apart. Joshua Roy and Juraj Slafkovsky, who has a 2-goal game.
2 goals? Slav has 2 tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Oh, right, he got the first one, right?
He got the tip goal.
Right.
Dribble shot, and just got that goal there on Blackwood after the winning of the puck battle there.
Awesome for Slav. I mean, I wanted to see him get to 50. He looks like he's going to get to 50 again this year. And at his age, he didn't fall off in points. I don't find that a bad season. That's typical.
No, I don't find it a bad season at all. And I think he was tasked with a lot more responsibility this season, taking the hardest matchups every single night.
Right. That's right.
Learning how to become more responsible defensively, learning how to actually use his body, learning where he needs to be in the offensive zone. Good. Driving play for that line.
I think we'll see a more consistent Slav next season.
Yeah, I think he's got to put.
He almost got his 3rd there, man. Oh my God, that was close.
Oh man, I got to see this.
They're pushing for the goal.
They just won the face-off there. Oh yeah. Oh, see, getting to the front of the net.
Yeah.
Slav he's at the front of the net right now, looking for the tip.
And they got almost 9 minutes
left. Sustained ozone pressure here.
There's enough time for them to get that tying goal.
Oh, yeah, more than enough time.
And right now, they're outplaying Colorado.
Oh, yeah. The last 5 minutes has been all Montreal. Even like leading up to Joshua Roy's goal, they were playing pretty well.
Yep.
In a couple minutes leading up to that. But they're buzzing. And, I mean, it helps they got 21,200 something fans cheering you on.
It helps, yeah.
Yeah. Hutson walks the blue line, shot gets blocked.
And listen, they could still lose this game, but man, you got to love the fact that they came back like this.
Yeah, 4-1, everyone was counting them out, even us.
Counting them out.
So, but they don't count themselves out. Don't try telling that team that they're out of any game.
Oh,
they won't believe you.
Matheson came close. No, that's the point, right? They don't count themselves out anymore.
Yeah.
They believe that they can come back.
Oh my goodness.
That was so close, eh?
Oh my god. Oh, they're buzzing.
They are buzzing.
If anyone in the chat has turned the game off, please turn it back on.
Don't turn this game off. This isn't over yet.
This is not over.
They're going to try to get that
game back on. Fantastic pass by Roy there.
Just look at the coach now. His face. He does not look confident.
I think Roy heard us talking shit about him. Because he's Bednar is not happy right now.
He looks worried a little bit, doesn't he?
Oh, I would be. If you were the away team and the home team was buzzing like this, the way they are right now, I would be. Getting this game to overtime is certainly in the realm of possibility.
Something they need to do with Line A is to get him to stop that little backhand flip to somebody. He always fucks that up. Almost always.
All right, we got 7:40. I got 7:45 left.
I have 7:30 right now.
7:30. Okay.
Just you're like 12 seconds behind me.
Yeah, my Sportsnet is about 10 seconds behind or so. Matheson takes it into the zone, into the corner.
Weird thing is I'm on Sportsnet too.
So, yeah, but I'm on the Sportsnet app because
okay, maybe that's why, yeah.
Because I don't have like cable. I'm using my smart TV, and the smart TV has the Sportsnet app. I'm not watching it through like Bell or anything. Like I'm not watching it through a box. Fourth line out there for the Habs. Armia, Evans, and Heineman.
Hey, hard boys. Work is what's going to win this game or get them to tie it up. It's got to work. Nice pass by Galley. Scored! No, fuck! They tied it. What a beautiful pass by Galley.
Oh, what a goal.
Wow.
Christian Dvorak. Wow.
Wow, what a goal to tie it up.
Holy moly. That was all Galley. What a play.
Unbelievable. Wow, this team is freaking me out.
Shit.
Nice backhander, though, by Dvorak. Eh?
Yeah,
what a nice
Dvorak,
backhander.
the patented backhander. Dvorak loves that backhander. But this is all Galley winning the puck along the boards.
I tell you, Devo's playing for a contract next year. Maybe not with the Habs, but he's playing for a contract next year now.
He has stepped up these last 4 or 5 games.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this whole line, like, let's be honest, this whole line has stepped up in a way that, you know, offensively has been phenomenal. Like, you know that they're going to be good in terms of puck possession, 5-on-5.
They're not hurting you, you know? They're not hurting you.
But now they're actually helping you.
And they're helping big time.
They're driving play offensively.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at the 3 guys, you go, there's no way, and yet they've been good.
They've been good. And St. Louis rewards them by putting them back on the ice again for another good shift here. Sustained pressure in the offensive zone. Oh, it just squeaks out of the zone now, but another fantastic shift by them. They just got right back into the offensive zone and spent another 30, 40 seconds in Colorado zone. Wow.
Oh, another chat star. That was close. Wow, they're really they're pushing for the winner now. I love it.
Caulfield. Oh my goodness. Is that Hutson walking in?
Team to watch. It's crazy what a difference.
Walked in and
what a difference though. This team from the October, early November, like what a difference. It's crazy. Bruce, we kind of are. They're causing the world to crash on the Avs. They got the Avs on their heels.
Yeah. No, this is looking even better than the COVID season had a little bit of, air to them, as they were going through the playoffs. you kind of had that like feeling, that belief that like, we're not going to get stopped by anybody. These guys have that.
They have that. That's why I
They
said
have
it
They
when
have
they
it
played
right now.
Vegas. I got that feeling when they beat Vegas. Like, there's no way they're gonna keep that run going, and they did. And I just had a gut feeling. Yeah, they're gonna they're gonna make the playoffs. I believe it. They keep playing like this, they're gonna make the playoffs. They're not out of any game. It's crazy how they're dead in the water and they're not out of it yet. It's crazy. Love it.
They have it. They have it right now. Like, this is, game after game, especially against a team like Colorado, who is normally so good at just putting teams away. But you saw what they did to Ottawa.
Yeah.
A couple nights
no, I heard about it. Yeah.
Like it
was
was
5-1, I think.
It was
5-1?
a shellacking. It was a shellacking.
Yeah.
They got up
That's what I
5-0,
heard, yeah.
and they killed the game and then let Ottawa back in it. So this isn't like, you went down 4-1 against Chicago.
No, this is a good team. I mean, this is a big accomplishment to come back all the way like that.
So, this has the feel of a team that's like, give us anybody. Give us anybody. We're taking it.
Habs are tied with the Flyers for the most comebacks this season. Third period comebacks, excuse me, with 8.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna hop off and get the last few minutes here of the game. It was very nice catching up, Rick.
Always great to see you, Luca. Anytime, eh?
Yeah,
anytime, and you're gonna win the pool.
We'll see.
All right, man. Have a great night, and thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Have a good night, everybody. Go Habs, go! Let's get a win here, boys.
Go Habs, go! All right, ciao, man.
Goodbye.
All right, we got 5 minutes left. I'll be back on cam in a minute. Wow, even the shots, 27-26. Montreal came all the way back with the shots. And they've had 8 shots to Colorado's none since some point in the period. Man, I'd love to see them pop one more and do this in regulation. Would be wow. But Montreal to pop it, not Colorado. A little pressure here by Colorado. Liney can't hold on to that. Come on, boys. Oh! Oh, fuck. Armia so close there, man. I'm here, Larry. I'm here. Don't worry about it. God, that was close on the other end. .248 left here in the third. Get to overtime if you're not going to score the winner. Get to overtime. They need this point. Oh, boy, that was close. Oh. Come on, boys. Get it out of there. Let's go. What a pace now, too. Wow. Okay, I'm going to switch to... I'm going to just switch to a little bit ahead. At 1:40 now in the third there. I'll watch it on TV. Come on, boys. Let's get it. Minute 20. Come on. Keep it up in the freaking offensive zone. Keep it up there. Force them up. – 52 seconds. Whistle. I'm back. Chicago Joe, they're just not ever out of it seems, right? I love that fact that they're going to come back. Who's it? No. The fans are freaking excited. I mean, wouldn't you be if you were there? Come on, let's get it to overtime. Yes. Come on. Play for the overtime now. Come on. 30 seconds. Over the glass, 10 seconds left. Joe, I feel the same way. I don't have a cardiologist, but I might need one after this game. Listen, we've had what? 3.5 seasons of such horrible times that this is unbelievable to be back here where they're at now. Come on, 10 seconds. Win the draw. They don't. Get it out of there. We're going to go to overtime. We're going to overtime. They get that point. Yeah. Never been so happy to see overtime. Sound off there? I've never been so happy. So we got overtime. We get a point. That means we are definitely we're 1 point up on the Rangers. 2 games in hand. Maybe we'll go 2. Maybe we'll go 2 points up on the Rangers. Wow. I'm just going to stand up for a second. It's cold. I'm going to turn off. I got to turn my window off. I got to close the window. Going to be cold here tonight. We had, 11 degrees today as the high, and tomorrow, when I wake up in the morning, it's going to be -10. So that's a hell of a swing. Oh, not just Carrier, but yeah, Carrier has been fantastic for this team, Larry. Is this the playoffs? More to be a Hab? It goddamn right it is. This playoff hockey. I mean, if you don't recognize playoff hockey, I don't know. Well, Joe, I hope I hope you don't have to stop watching the games too. Carrier, yeah. I mean, that's. I think I mentioned that when we got him. Is the same as the air conditioner. Guru, it is like awesome third, and don't like it shouldn't be unexpected in that they don't give up. As I said, I didn't think they were going to do this, but I did mention in the game they just don't seem to ever give up. So I just didn't think from when that fourth goal happened, there's no way this was going to happen. Johnny Chevy, where are you that it's minus 13? I don't know what it is here now. It might be that cold now. But when I started this, when the game started, it was like, I can tell you because I went out to walk the dog just before. I think it was 7 when I started the stream. 6 or 7 anyway. So now I have no idea what it is, but it's getting cold out there. Oh, wait, we're underway. Shit. Okay. I don't feel as bad because even if they lose here, they got that point. They did the impossible. You know, I'm going to still be happy. But, man, if we can pull this out, boy, would that be nice. Sorry, I'm going to do this on camera because I'm nervous and I'm just going to do this. Sorry, guys. It helps. Helps calm my nerves. So far, what I've seen is all Avs on the puck. Got to get possession, boys. Ooh, big save by Monty. Habs are 7-6 in overtimes this season. Colorado 5-1. So doesn't mean anything. Or it might. Oh, no penalty there. Big hit there, right in front of the net. What Hab was that? It was Line A too. Oh, that was close. Line A with a hit. Did you see the hit? Wow. I didn't know he did that. You're in Northern Ontario there, Johnny? Awesome. Newhook with a good chance there. 3:08 to go in the overtime. Come on, boys. Face off in is to the left of Colorado goalie. Blackwood, right? Let's go. Get that puck back. Another big save. Oh, there's a penalty coming. Montreal taking a penalty? Are you kidding me? In overtime? For what? Holding. Holding on Slav. It was he did do it, but I don't know that that's a call you make an OT. I'm sorry. With everything they let go and all this, why are you calling that an OT? Now, if you were here at the beginning, I said something, and this is what I said. Let me find it. If the Habs win tonight, penalty kill will be a key factor. We're going to find out right now if I'm right. Because if they can kill this off and then win, that would be amazing. $2.25 to go in the OT. That's not a typical penalty kill because there's just 3 guys out there. But still, it's a penalty kill. Save Monty. Johnny Chebby, you can ask for consistency from the refs. You're not going to get it. Just on that, did they make a bad call like there wasn't a penalty? No, that was a penalty. I get it. I just don't know if that was egregious enough to do that in overtime. That's all. So what are you going to do? Was it a penalty? I mean, yeah, he held them. Cleared all the way down. Minute 5 left in the power play. Cleared. 45 seconds to go in the power play. Doing their job so far. So far, so good. Knock wood. Oh, another big save, Monty. 40 seconds. Again, Monty's good. So far. Where'd that go? 20 seconds. Oh, it's over. They killed it off. Oh, I'm confused. I got screwed up on something. Kid, and they almost scored. All right, we're going to the shootout. Wow, they killed that off. Now it's a shootout, so anybody could win. So if they win, that PK was important, man. Oh, we'll go to the shootout. It's exciting. I don't like the shootout. I don't in general. But can it be exciting? Absolutely. It's a skills competition. Sure, it can be exciting. But I'd rather it not have to do that. But here we are. But by the way, yeah, Johnny, gotta love meaningful hockey in March. In late March, too. You're right. Monty's been good tonight, though. Come on. He's been good. I got confidence. He's been good. But it's a shootout. It's whatever, right? They got here, though. They got here. That's what we were asking for. An overtime point, and we got it. So whatever is going to be is going to be. I didn't notice Evans as much, though, Hutson, but Monty was good. Right? Monty was really good. And if it's Evans because of the PK, then yeah, I agree. Here we go. Caulfield up. Missed. Coyle. Coyle scored. Damn it. He put a good move on Monty. Monty bit. Suzuki. Come on, Nick. Good save by Blackwood there. Damn it. All right, whoever's next, if they score, it's game over. Nikushkin. He missed. Habs needs to score here. If they don't score, it's over. Line A. Should have been Slav if you ask me. Scores! I take that back. All right. If they score, it's over. If not, we go to another round. McKinnon, course. Save Monty. Go to round 4. Dvorak. That's an interesting one. Come on, Devo. No, you slid into him. Who's a well, I don't know. That's probably how I do it, though. The slow kind of. I mean, yeah. All right. Again, if they score here, it's over. I don't know who this is. Yeah, it's over. Who was that? Nelson figures. Nelson wins it for them. All right, we lost in the shootout. I'll take that, though. I'll take that. And well, if you watch my video where I predict that can the Habs make the playoffs, in there I have this game as a loss in overtime. A loss in the shootout or overtime, it's the same. I predicted this game. They got the point. That's what counts. They needed to take a point out of this game. They did. It wasn't life or death, but they needed it. So we got the point. Everything's good. What are we going on to? Got to go look at next week. I'm not sure the next game. Stay there. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Road trip. So they go on a 4-game trip. Four games next week. So we got a back-to-back situation, too. So Tuesday, they're in St. Louis. It's an 8 o'clock start, so remember that. Thursday and Friday, we got Flyers and Carolina back-to-back. Saturday, we got no game, so I'll be doing a Saturday hockey talk. So we'll talk about that. And then on Sunday, it's an early game, a 1 o'clock start. They're in Florida. I don't know the reason why they're 1 o'clock. I just figure it's, I don't know. It's not a Saturday, so I don't know why they're doing an early start like that, but they are. And, that's what we got next week. So what's my prediction for next week? I'll say I think let me look at the games again. They beat St. Louis. They beat Philadelphia. I think they lose to Carolina. And I'm going to say a loss to Florida because we got Florida on Sunday. Then on Tuesday, they got Florida at home. It's a home and away situation. So I think they're going to win that home game. It's the game in Florida that I'm worried about. I know we're playing well against Florida this year. I hope that does continue. And at the least, we pull out a point there and maybe win that game. But that's my prediction for this week coming up. So take it for what it's worth. That's where we're at. Blues have been red hot. I know that. I just think, look what they did tonight. Come on, we're going to go in there. We're going to have a good game. Got to be positive about it. That's how I'm going to treat it. So, but I know the Blues have been good. They're in the playoffs now, aren't they? They got in. I don't know if they held that today, but they got in. A great effort by the boys, Aiken. Great effort tonight. Second half. I gotta say, ever since 10-minute mark of the first, how's that? Half of the first was and then they started to get their game going, and look how it went. It's too bad they couldn't pull this out in overtime or to shootout, but I don't think it takes away at all from the fact that they came back in a game that looked like they were going to lose. Yeah, that's good. They were down by 3 after 40 minutes, and they came back. They've been maybe not money, in the third, but man, they've been good in the third. The whole world's beating the Blackhawks, yeah. No, I have a good feeling about Tuesday's game. Don't know why. It doesn't mean they're going to win, but, I mean, you look what they did here tonight. I don't think that team goes into St. Louis and rolls over anyway, right? Oh, yeah, good point. I think the Habs fans, I don't think they're, when the Habs lose, sure, you're disappointed. I don't think tonight. That was a hell of a comeback, and you can't be anything but proud of this team, even though they lost in the shootout. And listen, frankly, a game, I don't know that many people really expected them to win. I had it 4-3 Montreal, but I didn't really expect them to win, so... Yeah, it's better than I would have given it. All right, well, we're getting late. It is Saturday. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm trying to come up with I don't know. I'm in a bad writer's block these days. I don't know. I laugh about it, but it's frustrating. I'm going to be working on something. I just don't know what exactly yet. But yeah, so look for that if there's anything out. Because with me, you never know. In the morning, I wake up, I get a good idea. The video's out in the afternoon, so that could happen. Fingers crossed. Till then, I'll see you on Tuesday. Yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday for the game. Remember, it's an 8:00 start, and yeah, awesome game tonight. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun tonight. Thanks to Luca for joining me, and thanks to Cam as well for joining me for the first period. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys soon. Till next time, stay safe out there, and peace out, everybody. Enjoy the rest of Saturday night. Go Habs, go. What an amazing team we got here. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao, ciao. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please share this video.